On the Game welcomes you in here on a beautiful club going up Tuesday in the good land. I'm Billy Schmidt. That right there is my main man, Armen Sarian, on a microwaved week. What's going on, brother?
Microwaved week? Yes, sort of. For some people, for most people, but not for you and I, Billy. We're working a 5-day week. I love all these people talking about a 3-day week, running from the grind, ducking the smoke. Not Bill Schmidt and Armen Sarian. We're working every single day this week. And I'm not mad about it. I'm happy about it. I feel blessed about it.
Pointing it out that everybody knows that you're working every day.
I'm just pointing it out, letting everybody know that I don't run from the grind. Humbly. I'm going to say it humbly and thankfully. And
it sounds super humble.
This is a week of thankfulness and gratitude, and we're lucky to be working every day. But yeah, obviously, Billy, huge game coming up in 49, 50. Well, we hit the air, so 52 hours and then 54 hours away from kickoff. So we're pretty excited, obviously, for that. It's going to be a big game, and you and I are back on Friday morning to talk about it all, to have some fun, a little leftover conversation, leftover turkey, leftover mashed, leftover whatever else you have in your side dish.
Hash, whatever it is that we'll end up
beans,
having
greens,
up in
tomatoes,
Thank you. Come on
hams,
now.
Rams, hams, yams, mashed, and a little leftover conversation from what hopefully we think will be a big Thanksgiving Packers victory. So we'll see how things shake out. It's going to be a great week, Billy.
I had to check my math on it, but I believe Jordan Love is the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, has LeVar Ball holiday games. Never lost.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? He's
if you count a Christmas Eve game in Carolina as a starter, that would factor in. There would be 3-0, a pair of Thanksgiving Day games, actually 4-0 if you also count New Year's Eve, in a drumming over the Minnesota Vikings as the starting quarterback on Sunday Night Football.
And didn't we beat the Dolphins on Christmas Day, or was that Rodgers?
That was Thanksgiving. That was Rodgers. That was Rodgers on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and Miami. So
in Miami. So the holidays have been actually kind of festive for the Green Bay Packers.
Toyota-thon, right?
Crazy how it works out in the exact same time. And our friend Aaron Nagler, who usually joins us for Carry the G Radio, in the midst of the holiday season, unable to do Carry the G. We'll get into a full version coming up next week as well. But he would always joke about it and hate the Thanksgiving game. It was his least favorite game on the schedule. Now, you mentioned the working thing. I understand that can be a poo-poo and a disappointment. So some guys in our position don't necessarily like it. It does not matter to me. What it matters to me is it's my favorite football viewing day of the year. Not only because you then have the opportunity to get back 3 days of gambling losses if you lose on Thursday, because it's a full start to the slate.
You can chase
Friday NFL game and a bunch of college. Saturday and Sunday, you can chase those L's. But you get to feast on football. You get to wake up from your mid-second game nap right after Post Malone finishes at AT&T Stadium. You'll wake up and he'll be like, I had some help. It ain't like I can. I'm like, yeah, I did need some help. Somebody give me some help up so I can go get some cranberry sauce. Somebody help me up so I can get a plate of leftovers.
Come on now.
Wake me up, grab a piece of pie. They added in the third game, which is even more delectable later at night.
Triple leftovers.
The triple header on Thanksgiving was one of the better decisions the NFL ever made. And it just continues to make the best holiday of the year even sweeter.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving with 3 versions of pro football.
Now, you know how I feel about pro football on Christmas Day. You know, we've had a little disagreement about that.
That one can be a little different. I get that one. I get that one a little more
of it, but I'm a huge fan of football on Thanksgiving. I mean, it's part of the tradition, and it's actually because Thanksgiving and Christmas are different, right? Christmas is the full day.
I've heard they're different holidays.
Festivities. Yeah. I mean, obviously for me, but like Thanksgiving's about a meal. And then once the meal's over, you hang out, you play some games, but football's an easy and it's a natural weave in of the timing of the day, right? I mean, it's part of the process. It's part of the thing.
You've almost set your Thanksgiving Day calendar according to the football games.
And once that third game is on anyway, there's nothing left to do except dishes. I mean, eat dishes and like that. You're pretty much done. So it's great to have something at night to be on while you're wrapping things up and while everybody's gone pretty much at that point. So the third game I had no problem with. In fact, you're right, Billy. It was a great idea. When they added that third game and made it a triple header and basically gave us a triple serving of football on Thursday, it was great because you're right. There's a couple of reasons. Obviously, you can watch football all day. Obviously, you have something there, but obviously you can have some action going all day. I mean, it is nice to have
action going all day.
It's nice to have that. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised one day when they add a fourth game in the morning, like in Madrid or London or somewhere in Deutschland. They're going to do that.
Well,
like it's going to be a four banger day, I think, at some point.
would Andy Ludwig, artist formerly known as Luddy,
I
which is
can't get
also
used to Andy.
Also Luddy, either way, whichever one you want to call him.
What up, Andy?
Luddy, probably should have checked up on my history here. Would that game have to be in London if we wanted to tie in the full Thanksgiving? Right?
I was just thinking that. Like, where do they celebrate Thanksgiving outside of the United States? I don't think anywhere.
I don't really know that they do anywhere because, again, I don't know that this is. I think this is one of those other holidays that we get to celebrate at the expense potentially of England, right? That's the other part of the 4th of July that maybe we forget the opportunity to do. Is it's also an opportunity to say, England, I got 2 words for you.
Oh, and Canada, I guess.
All of them. Thank you. Our independence. I got 2 words for you. All right. We are the best country in the world.
They do it on the
so
second
we get
Monday
to celebrate it
October, there. Though. Like, yeah.
The Canadian Thanksgiving's not even real.
Yeah,
no. Canadian Thanksgiving's not even real. I learned that on How I Met Your Mother when Robin tried to make fun of everybody for getting excited about Thanksgiving. She's like, it was last month. And they're like, Canada, shut off.
All right.
Well, they do have harvest festivals that are similar across the world. And just a quick Google search here. Germany does have.
Yep. There you go.
Erntedankenfest.
I wanted to say that word.
Yeah. Well, I did take German in high school and college. I did take a little German there, Marquette. So Erntedankefest, which is thanks for the harvest fest. That's late September, early October. So there you go. And I think it's more like just a community, like an Oktoberfest deal. Where everyone just
sounds like another excuse to drink and finish off the leftover kegs from Oktoberfest.
Canada, which we've already talked about. South Korea seems to have a version of it that they like to celebrate. So maybe
NFL will be going there too.
But basically, Thanksgiving,
so that might be your idea.
It's basically our holiday. Obviously, we know that it's our moment, our holiday. This is uniquely us. And because of that, Billy, yeah, I don't want to see any imitators, right? About that.
No doubt about it. I just wanted to see if there would be a way that the NFL was going to try to craft in the 4-gamer, and they definitely might. Maybe on Christmas morning, you'll open up presents with a football game at some particular point in time.
Berlin, 7 a.m. kickoff. That gives you a little buffer time, and then noon would be your local kickoff here in the States.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Letty. Build in an opportunity for somebody to carve up the bird.
Yeah.
Right, because that's 30 minutes that you're probably not going to be able to be focused super much on the football.
But you don't want to lose any viewers to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. You got. I mean, that is
the
one thing you got to go
fair.
up against.
I don't think the NFL's worried about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Well, NBC might be.
Well, they know they might not be getting KB then.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. That's a big deal for him. And all respect to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, which is a tradition. I just don't think the NFL is such a behemoth. They would take, the NFL would do that. Like they already dominated the NBA on Christmas Day. They would just take out the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. It's going to be pretty tough. By the end of the thing, it's going to be called, when they're done with it, it's going to be called the Sears Thanksgiving Day parade. When they're done with it, No, nobody.
That's just a stray at Sears. I used to like Sears.
Sears is a toast now, though.
Yeah, I don't know why we had to stomp on the grave.
Listen, you're talking to a guy that
doing a dance on Sears Optical. That's where I got my first pair of glasses.
You're talking to a guy who got family pictures done at Sears. All right,
at
Southbridge Mall. All right, you're talking to a guy that when Windows 95 came out, my dad would take my sister out of Sears to play on the computers on the computer games.
And here you are dogging it.
I love
respect.
Respect. I miss it. I loved it. Sears was my life. I will go to Southbridge and walk around in Sears. I miss those days. You kidding me? My grandma shopped for me at Sears. Where do you think I got all my clothes for the new? Man, okay, all right.
Now it's some fake amusement park in the bottom part of a mall. Go off on that.
I remember Laura first got. Oh, this is great. I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is awesome.
It's totally.
No, this
great.
used to be Stephen Barry's.
This is not great.
There used to be $7 shirts here.
Exactly. There should be underwear.
Where I used to get my Starberries.
Oh man, that was a great time. Anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised.
4 times a basketball season because you'd Zion Williamson those things over at center court in Waukesha and bust through some. Sorry, go ahead.
That's so true. But you bought 19 pairs, so it didn't matter.
Who cares? Yeah,
you could get one a week.
$7 pairs.
It was the same price as the Rocky Rococo you got in the food court. But anyway, I also think, Billy, it's also Feast Week. So there's a lot of great college basketball on. I love Feast Week. Obviously, the Maui started up already. And for me, the best tradition before Thanksgiving is the night before, right, where everyone goes out You see everybody comes home Wednesday night. It's blackout. What do they call it? Whatever they call it.
Blackout Wednesday.
Yeah,
There's
so
a number of different names for it.
So everyone goes out, but I always remember
going to the bar in Wisconsin on a Wednesday. It's just called Wednesday.
And the final of the Maui Invitational was on in the bar always. So that was always a nice thing. Now, I'll be working the Admirals game this week, so I won't be able to partake in that, but it'll be a fun night no matter what, because I'll be at the Admirals game. And
we'll also be at the Admirals
game.
You're
there too, right? I didn't want to put you there.
I will also be at the Admirals game. Let's go. Let's go.
And I'll be doing the intermission reports for the Admirals game.
Let's go.
We'll have a ton of great time. So it's going to be an incredible week. And I think we're all excited for all the festivities. But Billy, it would make sense to have a morning NFL game on Thanksgiving of all the days, because you're up early cooking and basting and roasting,
baking, and all of those, but I would hold this off.
Yeah.
And Curtin Grafton's exactly right. The only reason why we cannot do the Madrid game is because Thanksgiving is the one day a year that we make the morning game.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Fans become the international game. Turkey bowls are still happening.
What am I thinking?
Even though Armen Saryan's last Turkey bowl, he walked off.
I retired
as a distinguished, honored legend with a potentially broken schnoz.
You remember that? Yeah, that's true.
I remember how proud you were. I remember how proud Kuhn was of you.
That was the most of all the things we went through. That was the most John Kuhn was proud of me. He was so proud that I broke my nose.
Wait, what happened?
I've been playing a turkey bowl with a lot of my buddies from Greenfield High School. But as a group, every Thanksgiving we've been playing it in the backyard.
Since you guys
of
were
high school. Long time. I think high school. Obviously.
I was going to say 14, 15.
We started in high school. We've been playing it for a long time, and it's been great and everything like that.
It was about 3 or 4 years ago.
But I took the old collision.
Just under 40.
I took the old collision a couple of years ago, and it was pretty bad. I don't know if it was officially ever broken, but it took a couple weeks to heal.
It had a little bit of a shift off to it. Yeah, it was definitely potentially deviated something in there. Yeah,
it's fine now. What's that?
You look.
Well, listen, my nose has always been. Like
it's going to be hard to judge.
Yeah, it's hard to judge.
It's going to be hard to judge.
This bad boy. But listen, the reality is that was a nice way to cap off a career and walk away in the sunset. You know,
Armen sends us this picture with like 4 tissues and just blood all over them, and Kuhn just sends back.
So excited!
Yes.
This is football.
This is football. And our friend Kurt Grafton said, "Come on, fellas! Shout out to my younger days and playing in a turkey bowl game before the games and the main course. 11-on-11 tackle football or 7-on-7 tackle football, whatever it ends up being. Man, turkey bowl. What a legendary moment,
legendary fun. So we want to hear turkey bowl stories. Chime in with them if you have traditions, if you've done it, if you're gonna do it. If you have funny stories, just chime in with it. We want you to share the memories, just like we're doing here on. We
had a solid setup when I was maybe in middle school age. My dad working over at the Falk Corporation. They had a number of different people that would start up turkey bowls there.
So awesome.
And south side of Milwaukee. What do you do after the turkey bowl's done? Well, you might as well go to the bar.
They're open.
It's open. They got a Bloody Mary bar. Yeah. So you might as well go in there. Oh, and there's a little bit of food. They got a couple of pizzas out for everybody. Just watching the first game. You might as well have a couple of drinks, hang out. And my dad I was brought in as the quote unquote ringer.
You were the ringer.
I was the 14-year-old kid that wasn't going to get tired after running 3 times down the field. Joke was on them. I was tired after
you 2. Were a big kid.
Yeah, joke's on them.
You see my boy, Billy?
My fat ass was very tired.
Do you see my boy? He's going to be blocking everybody. He's going to be blocking, that type of thing.
I mean, your season at Whitnell had been over for about 5 weeks at that point.
Oh,
right?
Well done. Yeah, well done.
On the freshman team or whatever?
100%. Oh, this was AAYFL days. Okay, yeah, I was still youth
actually
football.
Those go a little bit longer sometimes.
Potentially longer, and we actually made the playoffs there.
Humble brag.
Wow.
Everyone makes the playoffs.
Everyone makes the playoffs in youth football.
I mean, there's the winners bracket and the losers bracket. They don't really call it the losers bracket.
Yeah, and then they just tell you, "Oh, this is the special bracket." Yeah, very special.
And then your season just ends.
So in the midst of it, my dad like, you know what? I got to mix this thing up a little bit. I got to get me in there. Dad, you sure you want to get in there?
Oh, no, he played. Okay.
Sure. My dad grabs the football, playing center. I don't even know anybody who's actually snapping the football in.
Wow. Anyway. We still did it.
Did he go under the legs or to the side?
Side.
Oh, under the legs. Really? Come on now. Are you kidding me?
To the
side. We ain't ducking the smoke. Yeah, we ain't ducking the smoke. Shotgun snap. And, man, he gets a little 5-yard out pattern. Everybody leaves Big Bill open. You know, the 9-finger special, my man, soft hands, catches that bad boy, tucks it and runs. And when I'm telling you, he got the lightest 2-hand tag that looked like he should have been on an episode of He Got Jacked Up. I mean, the guy like lightly grazes and tries to slow him down, almost like grab and call, like slow down,
like wrap up.
Yes,
almost.
Just like, hey, good job.
And he just flailed like
my dad catches it to the armpit, almost parallel to the ground, hits the turf. Stocking hat comes off.
Oh,
he grabs that thing. It's like covering one eye. Goes, let's go.
Did he signal first down?
You better believe it. And then didn't play the rest of the game. I was like, Dad, that's enough for you. That's enough for you, big guy. Let's hang out over here and let's cheer on. And let's get ready for a couple of the Bloody Marys after this.
Here for the great Mr. Schmidt there.
It was an awesome moment.
You know what? I think it's funny because you talk about wrap up and tag, and I don't remember if we ever had official rules on tackle. I think we always said it was tag or wrap up, but it just becomes tackle.
After 2 series, it is full on tackle. Like this is the NFC Championship.
I think, and our issue was we weren't really afraid of like the physical part of being tackle football. That's fine. It was just that the field we played on the way back behind Greenfield High School was so full of goose poop. It was full of so much poop that nobody wanted to be tackled on that field. It was bad enough.
Nobody actually wanted to go down.
You took your oldest shoes and pants and all that because you were going to throw them away after because it was full of it, literally. It was so much poop. I was like, this is terrible.
Isn't that ironic that it's goose poop on Thanksgiving?
It is ironic. And that's where you prayed for it. That's where you
prayed
for that early freeze or for the snow. Because, like, at least it'd then be frozen into the ground. And then it wouldn't be as much of an issue.
And then it wouldn't stick to you as much when you went to take it down.
Just don't that wet, moist, fresh stuff. Like, you know what I mean? That was my biggest fear always playing. But that was my greatest moment. I walked off, in my opinion, I walked off a winner with the coolest injury in the history. I mean, we had other injuries over the years.
It is definitely the cooler injury out of those.
We had a guy,
way better than a sprained ankle.
Bust up his ankle.
Your ACL.
One guy kind of dislocated a finger once. Yeah, I mean that's bad. But I mean, when you walk off with that
the finger is a cool one though. I'll say, and I pick up like
when you say number 1, and it's like the Larry.
Oh, and that bad boy is just jagged.
I mean, I don't want that to happen to me. Don't get me wrong, but
catch the pass, all of a sudden my man's like, wait a second. When did I turn into Larry McCarron?
Yeah.
That's generally not the good. That's generally not the best.
It's not what you want to be. I mean, you want to be Larry, a great center, but
on the YouTube chat, welcome all. Goose poop at 6 a.m. This is gonna be a hell of a show. It's gonna be a banger. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun at 877-794-1973. You can give us your Turkey Bowl legendary stories on the talking text line. I bet our boy Scott Dolphin has gotten himself into a Turkey Bowl now and then.
I bet he was the star.
Potentially.
And a Blackout Wednesday. We can ask him about that.
He definitely is a fan of those and knows a little bit about those. We'll discuss that amongst a lot of other things when Dolph joins us on the other side. It's 877-794-1973. It's No BS off and running Tuesday on the game.
Miss an hour of No BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
After a weekend in Nevada, the Milwaukee Admirals return home Wednesday when they host the Iowa Wild for the first time this season.
It's the Rockford line delays. Afanasiev in the slot. He shoots and scores. Igor Afanasiev.
Pre-game coverage at 6:30, face-off at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and the iHeartRadio app.
Coming up tonight, it's the season opening broadcast of Catholic Memorial High School basketball on Fox Sports 920 WOKY. Join me, Hunter Baumgart, and Andrew Ludwig for all of the action as the Catholic Memorial boys host the Whitnall Falcons in the season opener. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with the pregame show tip-off at 7. Tonight on Fox Sports 920 WOKY.
You may not play for your favorite team, but you act like it. Whether you're at work or outside on the grill, you carry them with you. No, not with a jersey, but a mindset as you crack open that ice-cold beer. Cheesehead TV and Gathering Place Brewing bring you Carry the G, a delicious and easy drinking cream ale. But it's not just for tailgating, it's for everyday life.
Well, we carry the G wherever we may be, so creamy and cold from the land of the green and gold.
Available throughout Wisconsin. 21 plus. Drink responsibly.
And Love takes Handoff up the middle. It's Wilson to the end zone. Touchdown! And the Packers cash in and take a 16-6 lead.
So I jump ship in Hong Kong, and I make my way over to Tibet. And I get on as a looper at a course over there in Himalayas. A looper? A looper. You know, a caddy, a looper. Jack. So I tell them I'm a pro jack. And who do you think they give me? The Dalai Lama himself. The 12th son of the Lama. The flowing robes, the grace, bald. Striking. So I'm on the first tee with him. I give him the driver. He hauls off and whacks one. Big hitter, the Lama. Long. Into a 10,000-foot crevice right at the base of this glacier. Do you know what the Lama says? No. Gunga Galunga. Gunga Gunga La Gunga. So we finish 18, and he's going to stiff me. And I say, hey, Lama, hey, how about a little something, you know, for the effort, you know. And he says, oh, there won't be any money. But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Pat Benatar songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Love is a Battlefield. Number 2, We Belong. Number 1, Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Hear more from Pat Benatar and similar artists now. Search for Pat Benatar on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Ball to the 12-yard line of the Vikings. Hawkinson in motion to the right. Taking the toss. McCarthy
There
looks
we
at
go.
throw. Hit it, sack. Back inside the 10. Micah Parsons, second sack of the game. He's got 10 sacks this season.
Danny, you carry my bag. What the? Who the? Get back there! What do you think you're doing? Get off of here! Morning, Judge. This is a golf course. It's not a parking lot. Now you back this thing out of here right now.
Okay. Hey, look at that.
Don't play games with me, Ty. Put that steering wheel over here where it belongs and get this out of here.
I got it, Judge.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Let's play golf.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line at 1-877-794-1973.
Chandler,
I got it.
Come on.
Hi. Look out! Whoa! Tackled by a girl. Because you don't see that every day, do you?
Whoa! What's with the tackling?
What? I just touched him and he went over.
Okay, you want to play rough? We can play rough.
One of my favorite Turkey Bowl scenes out of any movie, television show, friends battling in the football scene, Chandler trying to show off for a young lady with a dog, Joey Tribbiani clearly being the star of the show, and 3 girls trying to figure out how to beat 3 boys in a game of professional, semi-professional tackle football that includes, maybe Lisa Kudrow flashing to be able to get a fumble. That works.
Friends had some great Thanksgiving episodes. That was one of the best. Yeah, I love that. That was a great episode. They're playing football. Season 3. That was a great
season 3.
Early season Friends are really good, good stuff.
The Thanksgiving episodes kind of stand on their own, don't they? I mean, you always see these Thanksgiving episode marathons this time of year with the the float getting away in the Macy's parade, the moist maker sandwich.
Oh man, yeah, that's some
football
good stuff.
game. Was Brad Pitt wasn't that? He was part of one of those, wasn't he? Where they hated each other.
Oh, yes, him and Rachel hated each other during one. That was a good one too.
And that's when they were dating, so it was kind of funny in real life. They're together. I don't know if they were married maybe by that time, but they did one every year.
Monica with
seasons.
the turkey
on her
on the head.
Yeah. So listen,
these are my turkey eating pants. These are my maternity pants.
I thought I liked Friends. I know a lot of dudes like, oh, it was a girl. I liked Friends. I think that was a great show.
Well, now that was the pregame for your main event on that Thursday night special on NBC, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously Friends lasted longer because, well, it didn't last longer. It was an early, started later, right? It was a longer show, but yeah, that was a great one. I really enjoyed it.
Hell of a run.
No BS back here on the game. Scott Dolphin joining us here. Dolph, that was always when my mom would make us go and sit upstairs because that was apparently not right for us to be watching.
Your mom was right. I mean, there was a lot of risque material for a show airing at 7:00 Central Time. Yeah, you kids should not have been watching some of the material.
And then we're sitting there upstairs like, man, I don't think I've ever heard mom laugh like that. And my mom's just sitting on. Come up after like 30 minutes. Hey, how's bedtime going? Like, not clearly as much fun as you're having, but I'm glad that it's a good time.
It was a sad time in 2004 or whatever it was when Friends went away for a lot of people.
It changed. The media was changing. TV was changing.
Yeah.
The sitcom format wasn't as popular. I mean, there were still sitcoms, obviously, and other ones that were popular, but it was the end of an era, man.
We were in New York a couple years back for the show, and we were in Greenwich Village, so we had to go see the Friends building.
Yes.
We got our pictures taken out front and all that good stuff.
Well, that's what Armen does any single time that he's within like a 70-mile radius of the Home Alone house.
Absolutely. In Winnetka. Yep. Go to 671 Lincoln. Now, that's a must-have on Christmas. I try to go if we're in the area, which often we.
I was gonna say most of the time you're down there.
Often in the area, I try and go, and then they block the street off now. So many people go and stuff like that.
John Hughes was always great about shooting around his home.
Always wanted to do that. Yeah.
The Planes, Trains, and Automobiles house.
Yeah.
That big, beautiful house. I think was also in that area.
I'm really into looking at if I can from the shows and movies of my youth. Going to the filming site, I'm kind of a nerd like that. Like I went to the Family Matters house in Lincoln Park in Chicago, which was torn down now.
That's a good one.
It's apartments now. That's very sad for me to see that being torn down. And I still have to go to whenever I go to San Francisco, which I haven't. I'll go to the Full House
Pacific Heights.
Yeah, that one is really good. When we were in New York for the biggest tournament, went to Tom's Restaurant, which was the coffee shop in Seinfeld.
Sure.
So it was good stuff.
That's great. Have you been to Field of Dreams?
I haven't been to that. I want to go. I mean, I'm waiting for the Brewers to play there. So,
Field of Dreams won't happen this year, but the Brewers did get announced that they're going to be in the Little League Classic over at Williamsport. That's a cool one.
That's
pretty cool. Dominate those Little League teams. I don't care if they are playing Taipei or whoever. They're
well done.
Nobody's going to beat the Brewers.
Those kids.
Could you imagine
kids from Missouri are
from Chinese Taipei just K-ing up Salfrey looking Joey Ortiz?
See the Miz throwing from 48 feet.
It only gets up to 92 because it's still accelerating.
Yeah, true.
Be absurd.
It'd be nuts.
Now I'm going to enjoy myself a lot of different daydreams of thinking of the Brewers playing on those 200-foot fences.
Like Peyton Manning on that Saturday Night Live episode where
that
he's
was so
drilling
funny.
kids.
Get in the porta potty. 20 minutes. You suck.
That was the first time we really knew that Peyton could be funny on TV.
My God.
Besides being like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, we're like, all right, this guy's got talent.
I still carve out at least a half hour Monday Night Football to just hang out with him and Eli on that Monday Night Football broadcast. They're so damn funny.
It is. I'm glad that I'm not the only one, Dolph, because I do try to tap in a little bit.
It's just natural. I mean, it's nothing is forced. They're just two brothers conversing, and you can tell this is the way they've been ever since they were probably in elementary school talking to each other.
Well, and it's one of the most interesting families in all of American sports, the Mannings. It only gets more interesting with Arch and the way that he's playing and his entire career arc that's happening down there in Texas.
Cooper's funny too. I don't know if he still does that little interview show. It was on FS1. He's a funny guy as well.
When we were down at the Super Bowl, he was going to say in the marching band outfit, right?
He?
Yeah, he was in. I want to say there was a Louisiana tie. It was like the state band or something like that.
Okay.
It was some kind of super important outfit that he was in that Armen and I thought was just like, what's this loser dressed like? And also we walk around, oh wow, that's Cooper Manning. Okay.
Cooper Manning.
That's why there's 7 cameras following
He
him
was
around.
like, he was getting everybody's way and being goofy, and that was part of it. I'm like, this guy is really a ham. Like, he's into himself.
The real guy right here. What are we doing?
Like, was this something I don't realize? Like, this guy's being annoying, and then it was Cooper Manning. Oh, shooting segments. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Gotta be shooting content.
Yeah.
Gotta be shooting content. Nothing better than it. Dolph, any turkey bowls in your legendary sporting career? Any times that you got invited to the turkey bowl and then you had to like politely decline because you didn't want to be the one to sprain an ankle or so?
I never declined. We played, our family had a turkey bowl every year for, I don't know, at least a couple decades on Thanksgiving. At first we choose sides, and then it became once the nephews got old enough, it
old
became
guys,
the young guys
guys
against the old guys.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And my shining moment was my nephew was the starting quarterback for our high school football team back in the hometown, and he's pretty good. Timmy. He ends up throwing a nice tight spiral into a tight window that he didn't see me coming. Pick 6 the other way. That was
Timmy. What up, Timmy? Oh, come on now. A little bit of
you high stuff it?
Oh yeah, I Deon'd it all the way.
You have to. You have to let him know. You might be a young hotshot now, but I've been around a block or two. I've been around a while, and I've seen these passes coming before. All right.
We lost by 4 touchdowns that day, but I don't remember exactly.
the moment,
that's all I remember.
Yeah, the moment
game was over on that one.
It was goodbye all the way to the pine tree, which was the end zone.
The pine tree is the end zone, or did you have a first down too? Was there like a first down?
We didn't do first downs. You had 4 downs to get a score.
It was a short. I like that. Yeah, I like that deal a lot.
Like arena football.
We maybe sometimes would put a cone like right around the midfield stripe, and that would be the first down. But otherwise, you better get yourself into the end zone. Yeah. We were joking about it that we used to play down near the waterfront in Cudahy, and then immediately go down the street to one of the 7 taverns right there on the south side.
Well, Packard Avenue in Cudahy, Wisconsin is world known for its house, bar, house that used to be a bar, and then a bar that used to be a house. Right. And it's that way all the way down from like Layton to Ramsey. There's nothing, because that's a great factory town.
And I think it was right on Ramsey where we would end up going. No doubt about it.
Packard Avenue, aka Miracle Mile, right? Isn't that what it is? The strip, Miracle Mile. I've heard some nicknames for Packard Avenue.
It is. Cudahy's underrated. That's my favorite 4th of July parade.
Really?
I've been to is Cudahy.
No, it's definitely it's. I mean, that is a salt of the earth. South side.
Armin's the parade guy, so he's gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, you should. That's a great 4th of July parade, and a lot of those bars that we're talking about will sell you, the tall boy cans at a discount. As long as you drink it right on the sidewalk in front of their bar.
Now that's a much better idea of a parade than just grabbing 7-year-old candy getting thrown out, and I'm grabbing a bit of honey.
You're not lugging a cooler for 8 blocks.
Yes,
bit of honey's is listen, you could if you had the dog in you. You could.
I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah. No. All right. Well, that's fair. No,
I 4th of July. I'm gonna be sweating my ass.
It's hot. It's a hot one. You need the cooler. There's no doubt about that. But
you mentioned turkey bowls, man. I remember, when we were younger, man. We'd play tackle. And then you'd have to get in the ice tub for like 3 days.
Oh, it's terrible.
It became touch after a while because nobody wanted to get, like you said before, break an ankle.
Well, I broke my. We were telling the story about my injury a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember this or not, Dolph. If you were, you saw me walking around the building with my black eye.
Oh, I do remember that. I forgot about that. Was Turkey Bowl?
That was Turkey Bowl. I took the collision, and let's just say, I mean, I got through it.
Now, you said you took the collision. Did you get laid out, or were you more of the hammer or the nail?
No, I was definitely the nail. I was the nail. I was everything. I was the pile drive. I took the collision.
Did you have a blue tent on the corner of the Sarian lot where they took you into just to analyze you?
Blue tent, no doubt.
Concussion protocol.
Brian Daboll come in there and check on you?
I haven't seen that. There's no film, unfortunately.
Actually, Daboll would have said, "Leave him in here."
No film of the play. Film. What killed turkey bowls is like when everyone started to get smartphones, and then we started fighting about was that a catch or not, and then we made whoever's wife on the side of girlfriend
going to record again.
Get the film. Get the tape.
Hammy, your finger was over the camera.
Yeah, it was way better than just when my buddy Jacob Wick would walk over to the nearest tree for the video review.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass.
It reminds me of the also, this is a story from my glory days, the 2005 Marquette Radio versus MUTV flag football game. It was an annual game we played.
Dude, that had to have been the coolest collection of guys.
It was electric, dude. It was electric. But the problem was MUTV is bringing their cameras to shoot content or whatever it is. And that became the replay camera because once again, everyone got in a fight. Was that a first down or not? My man, DeJuan Lockhart, was arguing with everybody about it. And then the next thing you know, there was a big fight and everyone just left and went. We never finished those games. Oh, DeJuan's was the best, man. We had some great times back in the day. So there, I'm waxing nostalgic here at 6:35.
I love that. I love these stories.
Tuesday morning.
It's a beautiful one. It gets exciting. It's one of it's my favorite football viewing day of the year. And we joked about it as well, Dolph. Like at some point, maybe they'll try to throw an international game on here so you can get 4 full games. But then it would take away from turkey bowls. And this is the time that we get to be the pros.
You know, I'm soft. I'm a softie. I'm old school. I just hope they never go away from Detroit and Dallas. That's what since I was born.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I know.
Tradition.
And and they always say for so many years the Lions sucked. We don't want to see them anymore. I think it's just fun to, knowing you're going to get a Lions game and knowing you're going to get a Cowboys game. And I can't imagine how special that is for people in Detroit and Dallas.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And
I love the tradition of that.
And now that they're finally good, Detroit, I think we've waited long.
Yeah, now they don't need car dealerships to buy tickets so they don't get blacked out in the market.
That's sad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree.
It's not sad. It's their history, and they need to be reminded of it. We're too nice to these people. We're far too nice to these cats.
Thank you.
Can you imagine being in an NFL market where you can't watch your home team play?
No, especially if I'm the 15th largest city in America.
That's crazy.
I definitely couldn't imagine.
Okay, the dumb question. I don't know. Does this still happen in places like Jacksonville or
Jacksonville? Maybe.
Or does every NFL game sold out because of third-party websites?
I believe the blackout restrictions have been lifted in the NFL. They're trying to in Major League Baseball with some very, very small bits of it with the MLB ticket or the MLB TV package that would completely alleviate it. But I think that's a thing in the past.
Our version of blackouts is not because of the ticket sales now. It's like YouTube TV arguing with
carrier disputes.
That carrier disputes are now our version of blackouts. Or I got a really good buddy in Des Moines, your home state. Sure. He was a Brewer fan, grew up in Wisconsin.
This is a good one. Yeah.
His problem is, and he's got either the MLB thing. They consider their home market to be like 6 different markets or 6 different teams. So Cubs, Cardinals, Royals, all and Twins and Brewers.
You can't get them in Des Moines?
He cannot get the Brewers into. He has this big problem every year getting the Brewers.
It's like a 5-6 hour drive to Des Moines.
The deal is that with Iowa, they consider multiple home markets.
It's ridiculous.
It's very complicated, apparently. Like he got it in Dubuque or couldn't get it in Dubuque, but could in certain, like a Ottumwa. It was really crazy.
Listen, if you buy the ticket or the MLB
you should buy the app. You just get the game.
You should be able to get it anywhere. If you're spending big money. I mean, I had the Sunday ticket forever and ever and ever. And then when it went from direct to YouTube, I let it go. And Sunday, boy, I wish I wouldn't have. Please, someone at CBS 58, explain to me. I'm sure it's a licensing deal. How can you run a Friends marathon instead of Steelers Bears? What in God's name is wrong with you?
Well, wait a minute.
It was the marquee game. It was the Tom Brady game, and they're running 3 hours of Friends at noon. Earlier in the week, I swear, unless I dreamt this, I saw Steelers at Bears in that CBS 58 frame during in the guide on my DirecTV.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's a Friends marathon Sunday at noon.
Jeez.
So I was, apologize to you guys.
We started this segment by giving friends their flowers for the great episodes. Now we ended it by
with all due respect to friends.
Yeah, what a scab I picked on Dolph as he walked in here right away. He goes, oh, great. Rachel Geller. Oh, great. This is exactly what I wanted to hear right now.
I agree, though. In the Lord's year of 2025, if you're paying or whatever, you should be able to watch the game. Like, give me a break. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Let us watch and consume your product. And I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You are not wrong. I will not argue. You will find no contention for me on this one. Daryl in Deerfield said, fellas, though, WKRP in Cincinnati, that's the best Thanksgiving episode of all time. As God is my witness, I could have sworn turkeys could fly.
Les Nessman, 12-time winner of the Buckeye News Hawk Award. The dude was awesome. Yeah.
Was that Howard
hitting
Hessman?
the ground like bags of wet cement, I think was his quote. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah. That's a famous one. People love that one.
Oh, that was a great show. It didn't run very long. I think it was only on 3-4 seasons. But, for those of us that had aspirations at that point, I was probably in 6th grade. I don't know. To get into radio, I was fascinated with Dr. Johnny Fever and Venus Flytrap, some of the best air names ever in radio.
I needed to go and check some more of that out. Armen was perplexed that I didn't know that Frasier was a show about radio.
It was.
I should have.
Frasier, Frasier from Cheers. He was one of the barflies in Cheers. Frasier played by Kelsey Grammer.
Well, Frasier had the on-air show that was like the psychology show where
It was,
he'd take
yeah.
But then his rival on that station was the sports guy, Bob Bulldog Briscoe.
That's right.
With the Gonza
you
Sports
better
Show.
watch out for the Bulldog.
He was a
getting
great.
there.
He was a great character.
You
I liked him.
probably know Kelsey Grammer more as Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons. Hello, Bart.
Yeah.
With the
Oh,
with the-
yeah,
with the
okay.
crazy hair. That was also Kelsey
So
Grammer.
what? I'm sorry. What headlines? Sorry, buddy.
Niners win fairly easy last night. Should we start worrying about them now? They're getting healthy. They're 8-4.
They're a better outfit than people would think. Their defense is still questioned. I'm still questioning that D.
They're always a team that always seems to find a way to rise in the NFC West and become that team. And they're always kind of a looming specter of evil when it comes to playoffs.
Yeah, Brock Purdy was also awesome last night. Yeah, totally awesome last night.
Yeah, well,
totally awesome and totally worth $50 million.
That's an interesting storyline there. That's an interesting subplot going on in their season. But then you look up and they're always 8-4, 10 whatever. So
And that's going right for starting quarterback money, isn't it? Right now, 50
Yeah.
million?
Oh yeah, right in line.
don't
with
want
it.
to have to go play them in the playoffs.
Luckily, $30 million is going to happen to radio here pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh
Pretty
yeah.
soon. Pretty soon. I think.
Sure.
For sure. Well, I mean, WKRP may have told you that.
Yeah.
Back in the glory days, you could have been pulling that kind of
1977.
Dolph, always appreciate it, brother. We are going to get ourselves our lists and our games ready.
Yes.
So I can dominate Armin, and hopefully it's not too competitive
I'm
because
ready
I don't want
for
to
it.
lose again.
We're going to have a Thanksgiving draft tomorrow on our show.
Let's go.
Beautiful. All right. We're going to draft some Thanksgiving sides on our show as well tomorrow. So that's a good
Beautiful.
win.
All
Dolph,
right.
appreciate it, brother.
See you, boys.
That's Scott Dolphin, FM 1061, hanging out with us here. It's No BS statewide on the game. We're back before we hit the 7 o'clock hour. We have a couple of folks already weighing in on their favorite Thanksgiving episodes.
We got some good ones here.
We got
brother.
some very, very good ones. We got some highlights to be able to play from you in there. We also got some good Turkey Day football to be discussed because as much as the Packers and Lions is the main course, a couple of good desserts after as well. And we'll talk some pro football into hour number 2. We're back before that starts up. It's No BS with Billy and Armen on the game.
Stay tuned.
You do like to grab attention.
No BS will be back in just a moment.
Eric Tasker here from Tailgate Talk. Paul Wagner and myself are back with a new show live anywhere you find podcasts. We gather around the tailgate and talk about the gun deer season in Wisconsin, the statewide holiday that is Orange Friday, and some of the DNR's anticipation with the high harvest for this year's gun deer season. It's a great time to be in the woods, but if you need something to get you through your day or driving up to deer camp, just search for Tailgate Talk on the iHeartRadio app or everywhere you find podcasts.
Wisconsin Badger basketball. It's holiday tournament time as the Badgers take on Providence this Thursday. Coverage starts at 4 o'clock on Fox Sports 920 WOKY.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
You are listening to the game.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Elton John to talk about performing live.
Going on stage was when I could show off and be comfortable. And you know, I was always a bit timid off stage. And the stage gave me an outlet. And you'll find that with many performers, whether they be dancers, actors, singers, musicians. They have the outlet on stage to become the person they're not off stage. And I think that's what eventually led to my troubles, along with the drugs and the drink, is that the person who was fast becoming popular as Elton John and becoming, you know, the #1 rock star in the world had kind of escaped from the person off stage, and the balance was completely off kilter. And the more I became successful, the harder I worked, and the less time I concentrated on being normal or trying to be kind of normal. But people who knew me privately were shocked, I think, at what I was doing off stage. Rather, you know, they knew what I was going to do on stage, but off stage they were shocked and disappointed.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Elton John and all your favorite artists.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1975.
In November, Queen's fourth album is a worldwide smash with the single Bohemian Rhapsody. It hits number 1 in the UK and number 4 in the US.
So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here.
Fast forward to December, Bob Marley and the Wailers released their live album recorded at 2 concerts in London in July. And Paul Simon has a number 1 album with Still Crazy After All These Years. The album produces 4 top 10 hits.
Hop on the bus, you don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key and get yourself free.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1975. Coming up.
President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll be right back on The Game.
Just inches, 16 seconds remaining. Here are the Packers. 3rd down, inches to go. To Pater. 17-14. Cowboys out in front. Packers trying for the go-ahead score. Starr begins the count. Takes the snap. He's got the quarterback sneak, and he's in for the touchdown, and the Packers are out in front. 20-17. There's 13 seconds showing on the clock, and the Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions, NFL champions for the 3rd straight year.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicoleLaw.com talk and text line.
Hey, I'm just trying to find some answers here.
At 1-877-794-1973.
If you change your mind,
Take a chance.
I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone,
Taking a chance. That's what Andrew Ludwig did on the other side with this song coming back.
It's not that I don't like ABBA. In fact, I respect ABBA.
Definitely a choice.
I recognize their place in history. It's not that. It's just that I don't know if 6:45 is the time I needed the ABBA deep cut. But maybe, Luddy, this is exactly the time I need the ABBA deep cut. So in a way, I respect that.
So this is the Swedish pop group formed in Stockholm.
Well, they had Dancing Queen. ABBA, they're well known.
I know.
Mamma
Dancing
Mia.
Well, the way you were reading it, the Wikipedia or whatever, clearly.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about songs that people have actually heard, not random ones that have not ever been on any multi-mega $1,000,000 motion picture.
But being a producer, you do have the one power of being able to spin what you want. Now I'm going to make suggestions.
I will bury this one.
Yeah, I would definitely put this one in the drawer and light the drawer on fire. But I appreciate the try. Like it says, like you say, take a chance. You take a chance and you see what's going on. What's up, Stockholm?
Sometimes you learn the hard way. I mean, when I played like,
I'll be better at 7.
When I played Ja Rule for Nagler, I got a kind of an indication that that's not the type of music he was like. That wasn't his like. He gave me a list at that point for Carry the G.
Yes.
And
yes.
Then, so I kind of like, all right, I'll flip, I'll adjust, I'll make that thing work. But yeah, I don't know, just not my cup of tea here. I think in that one, but at least we tried it. You got to try new things. You got to try new flavors, see if you like it.
Yeah.
Daryl Purdy put up more points on the Panthers than Love did. Just saying. Okay, Daryl, don't get hurt because people people protect Brock Purdy with the most impressive kid gloves of all time.
Right.
They protect Brock Purdy
remarkable.
The way I wish they'd protect Love, but they don't do that. So I'm not gonna lie.
And that's very true. Yes, he did. Yes, there were more points scored by the 49ers last night, and they beat the Carolina Panthers, unlike the Green Bay Packers did. However, you can also point out that my man threw 3 picks and didn't look good at all last night.
There's clearly different game circumstance for those 20 points versus the Packers points. I mean, yeah, the offense wasn't great, but yeah, he didn't fumble. Savion Williams did. The Panthers stayed on the field all game, basically. I'm not going to say
they also threw 3. He also threw 3 picks, and Carolina got 3 points off of them. Like that was one. That's got to be one of the most deflating times. It was a huge game for the Panthers last night. They started bringing it up on the broadcast, and I didn't necessarily think about it as much because of the backdrop with Baker's AC joint sprain. AC joint sprain. I was told that was really nothing. That
No big
Jordan Love
deal.
was playing through.
Why didn't he throw 40 balls?
Did take somebody out.
That's all. That's all I heard. Is like, why didn't Jordan Love throw more of 3 scores against the Vikings with an AC joint sprain? What's their problem? What's Matt LaFleur's problem?
It's so weak.
What's wrong with Jordan Love? He's just a game manager.
But then Carolina also sitting here with that injury in Tampa. They're staring up at the Buccaneers by. They could potentially looking down at them with a win last night by a half game up, still looking with their bye week in the future. That was a huge game for Carolina last night. And frankly, I can't say that they didn't show up. It definitely hurts when JC Horn leaves in the second half and doesn't return after he had 2 picks. But you get 3 points off 3 picks. You're probably going to lose that game.
Yeah.
Like that's as difficult as you can say it. The 49ers are good. I heard you just at the back half of last conversation with Scott Dolphin. I wanted to hold it till now. Said I don't want to go there in the playoffs.
I don't.
I got really good news for you. I don't think anybody's going to San Francisco in the playoffs. I don't know how they're getting a home game. Like you would need a lot of craziness to happen in front because I don't see anybody chasing down Los Angeles on that side.
So I agree. I don't think they're going to. I think the Rams are the best team in the West. Obviously, right now they look like they're the best team in the NFC.
But if anybody could, it would be San Francisco because they do hold already. I mean, they split the season series, so they won't have the tiebreaker, but they might be able to sneak in there. I just don't see anybody chasing down LA right now.
And they're like a game and a half back, right? Because they got the win. So you're probably right, Billy. The Rams are probably going to win the West. But it just seems, I mean, there's everyone's in the mix there still in the West. I mean, the Seahawks, the Niners, you just never know in this league. It seems like they always find a way to get themselves in the mix to win the West. That's kind of where I was going there with that scenario. I'd probably rather go to LA than San Francisco, but I don't know that I'd rather play the Rams. Does that make sense? Like, it's just something about San Francisco on the road in the playoffs, or San Francisco in general, the Packers have had trouble with. That's all I'm trying to say. But you're right, Billy. That was a monster game for the Panthers, who have a chance to win one of the most cheeks divisions in football. They had a chance to win that thing. Let's be honest, a team nobody's ever believed in, a quarterback no one's believed in, Bryce Young, and they have a chance to go out there and do something. So someone's got to win the NFC South. We said it last year when every team was bad until Tampa Bay became good. But right now, Tampa Bay's, they're leading the division, but they've lost 3 in a row, and they're just not looking that great right now. There's everybody in the South has a negative point differential. So.
Yeah, and it's the tough spot of like the college football playoff rankings will come out tonight, the top 25, and people are trying to line up and see if what the committee's vagueness in their statement and in the regulations and rules put in front of us a possibility of one of the de facto Power 4 conference champion not making the college football playoff. Well, if you look at the AP, James Madison and an American Conference champion, so the Sun Belt and American Conference champion, both very much could be ranked higher than the ACC Conference champion. You're thinking like they would get brought in. If you selected a college football playoff style in the NFL, the NFC South winner would not be going.
No, they wouldn't be.
Because of what you mentioned with Baker 3 weeks ago, absolutely, they would have been one of the high bit. They might have had a home game. However, 3 straight L's and Mayfield being down and not knowing exactly how that potentially hampers them going forward.
Yeah.
Remember, it was Baker with a shoulder injury, I believe, to his left arm that basically ended his time in Cleveland because he played through the injury with the Browns, was bad to say the least, had Odell Beckham Sr. posting cut-ups of him missing OBJ, and then immediately they're like, well, we got to get rid of this guy and bring in Deshaun Watson. He's horrible. We need to find somebody else. Very quickly, how times can change and franchises can change in the back end of an NFL season. Luddy has hit the talk and text line at 262. 520 million plays on Spotify would say otherwise, Billy.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
That's my burner over there.
Let's go. I like that Luddy's getting defended here, too. I like that he's getting some love.
I like that, yes.
Because I don't want you to back down, Luddy. Do your thing, man.
We'll be fire it into the ABBA. We'll be enjoying it and letting it ride all day long. Hour number 2 of No BS is straight ahead. We got a full show for you here today. No carry the G, so you got us until 10. It's Billy and Armen and Luddy on the game.
97.3 The Game. This is what's trending in Milwaukee now.
The Badgers football team will try to close out 2025 on a high note against arch rival Minnesota on Saturday. On Monday, we got some clarity on would-be starting quarterback Billy Edwards' mysterious injury suffered way back.
Rehab, maybe on paper, a pretty significant injury. You know, a lot of the research and a lot of people that I've been able to reach out to, and whether it's our team doctors and a lot of people that I've been able to reach out to and get information from, it's not I want to say a career-ending injury. It's a tear in a major ligament in your knee, and it's going to take time to be able to recover.
The Badgers and Gophers kick off at 2:30 on Saturday in Minneapolis. And the Bucs lose last night to the Trailblazers 115-103. Milwaukee has dropped 5 straight. I'm Doug Russell on the Game Radio Network.
Want to watch No BS?
We'll do anything it takes.
They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
We have a place for it.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Blondie songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, One Way or Another.
One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you one day. Maybe next week, I'm gonna meet you. I'll meet you.
Number 2, Heart of Glass.
In between, what I find is pleasing and I feel it fine. Love is so confusing, there's no peace of mind. If I fear I'm losing you, it's just no good. You're cheesing like this.
Number 1, Call Me.
Emotions come, I don't know why. Cover up lies I refine. Call me on the line. Call me anytime. Call me on the line.
Hear more from Blondie and similar artists now. Search for Blondie on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Coming up tonight, it's the season opening broadcast of Catholic Memorial High School basketball on Fox Sports 920 WOKY. Join me, Hunter Baumgart, and Andrew Ludwig for all of the action as the Catholic Memorial boys host the Whitnall Falcons in the season opener. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with the pregame show tip-off at 7. Tonight on Fox Sports 920 WOKY.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1973.
Boston band Aerosmith released their debut album at Ferris Borley. It would be re-released in '76 and yield a top 10 hit, Dream On.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, right on that.
Elvis Presley's live TV special, Aloha from Hawaii, is watched by more than 1 billion people worldwide and introduces the world to the rhinestone white jumpsuit. In February of '73, Alice Cooper has a #1 album with Billion Dollar Babies, along with 3 top 40 singles. Elton John also has a #1 album and his first #1 single with Crocodile Rock. Paul McCartney and Wings have a #1 single with My Love, and the Stooges signed to Columbia Records and released their final album, Raw Power, produced by David Bowie. In March, Pink Floyd releases the now legendary Dark Side of the Moon. It goes to #1 and becomes one of the best-selling albums of all time.
And everything under the sun is you. And the sun is a great spot on you.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1973. Coming up.
This is No BS with Billy and Armen on Wisconsin's home for the best sports talk and other stuff. The Game.
It's the greatest story in sports.
Star dropping straight back. Hit as he throws. Has the ball. It is a touchdown.
I'm Doug Russell, and this is Tales from 1265, an insider's look at football's most storied franchise. A franchise that has had its dynasties.
This is the first Super Bowl trophy, and it's something Green Bay can keep. We're going to have a new trophy each year.
And its rebirths.
Every major football decision will be made by Ron Wolf.
I realize I'm a Green Bay Packer now, and
maybe I can prove that I am worth the first-round pick next year. But just got to be patient.
But I was really impressed with the coaching staff, with the whole organization, and with the direction the team is going. I think they have a total commitment to winning.
Tales from 1265 is presented by Nicolay Law, your local award-winning injury lawyers. If you've been injured, get Nicolay, Wisconsin's winning team of lawyers that will get you back in the game. Tales from 1265 is a production of iHeartRadio Podcasts and is available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicolayLaw.com talk and text line.
Hey, I'm just trying to find some answers here.
At 1-877-794-1973.
On a quick snap, second down. Favre with daylight and time goes for the whole thing. Touchdown! Yes! Green Bay leads. Brett Favre, 40 yards, and Sterling Sharp's third touchdown of the game.
That might be one of Armen Sarian's favorite games ever played.
Oh gosh, I love that game.
Oh,
that was Detroit, but it was a wild card game. Obviously,
wild card game against the Detroit Lions. Welcome back, hour 2 of No BS. Much better job, Andy Ludwig. Come on, Luddy. Yeah, this'll hit a little bit different, and that game in particular for you, in the heart of Armen Sarian, the heart of the Wisconsin sports fan and the Green Bay Packer fan, right there.
Right.
That game, I think, hits you in your feels. Can I speak for you? Maybe more than any of that early part of the run?
Oh, in the early part, yeah, because I was a little young in my memory to remember Favre's first game, the Cincinnati game. And I think at the time it wasn't as significant. It was significant in the long run, now in history. But you didn't think of it that. That was supposed to be the Terrell Buckley game, actually. When Terrell was drafted, that was his first one after the holdout, and he returned a punt for a touchdown. But Favre comes in, wins that game. Now, that changed the course of history. That was in 92. The 93 season, Favre had played for a year. There was an excitement about the 93 Packers because of that. He made the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And then I remember watching this game at my buddy Nathan Falk's house. My buddy Nathan Falk, who's out doing very important things now. I don't know what he's doing. He's
changing the world.
Changing the world. I don't know what he's doing. It's very important stuff.
Doing something more important than us.
He did very important things in life. But we were watching that game, throwing a football around. And I remember his dad yelling like we were driving. And what we saw was Sterling make that. I just had this memory of it. And that really started, a whole new world for the Green Bay Packers. It really did. First playoff game, Brett's first playoff win. It started a whole new world for the Green Bay Packers. And, as they say, the rest is history. That was, you talk about how great Sterling was, and some don't know, some forget, some didn't see it. Just, you want to flip that game on. Brett and him had the connection going. And Sterling at the time was at his peak. He set the NFL receptions record.
Mm-hmm.
And the Packers had played and lost in Detroit the week before for the winner, the right to host the wild card game and the winner of the division. So it was going to be Packers-Lions either way in the playoffs. That's the way the schedule was working out. And the Lions won, so they got the home game, and then Packers came back and won the playoff game. Epic one. Sharp had 3 touchdowns, obviously. You ever hear the radio call that one? I'm sure you can fish it up somewhere.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Jim and Max. And here I'm saying, run it, Max. Run it. It's wide open. It was just amazing. Goosebumps. Great memory. And some great players in that game. Talk about
time.
Barry had
a lot of Hall of
Barry
Famers
had
in
big
that
ones. Spielman, I think, someone had a pick 6 off Brett. I don't think it was Spielman, but I think it was somebody on the defense had a big pick 6.
Didn't Buckley go 99 or 100 yards on
his George
pick
Teague's?
That was
George
Teague
at a 101-yard
pick
pick 6. That really was the play of the game. It changed the game.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously,
there's going to be a 2-score game at that point.
It was going to be a 2-score game.
Why were the Lions throwing it when you have Barry Sanders at running back? Just run the ball.
That's because
we might hold them to no yards rushing again.
Buckley got a pick early in the game when Eric Kramer tried to hit Howard. Not Howard Moore. It's
that guy.
The big receiver. I can't remember. Is Brett Perriman and the other guy. Anyway, so it was just, I love that game. I love that memory. And
I don't know if you've watched that game on the NFL's Greatest Games, the hour and 30-minute copy of it, more times than the 92 finals.
Oh yeah, up there.
But it is this might be your most rewatched game outside of a Super Bowl. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, up there. I gotta say, Herman Moore. Sorry,
maybe more. It's just because I've heard you tell me to watch it 48.
Well, I sent you the link of the NFL Films Greatest Game episode on that. It's so good.
Yep.
And I probably sent you the link.
An hour and a half.
I probably sent you the link 9 to 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watched it finally when you had a chance actually in it down. It was just really good.
I was super sick. And then finally I got it. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? There's no reason why I should not just watch this right now. And I watched it all the way through and couldn't be more impressed. Actually, the sharp
fun. Yeah.
and the sharp TD, that was like the throw and the catch. The moment makes it the biggest one. It maybe wasn't even like his most impressive catch on the day. He had one diving grab that was just disgusting.
Awesome. And Brett, he had 2 at the end zone. Brett put one in a tight window. He had one real tight, another one at the goal line where he had to make a great catch. It was awesome. And the interviews on that NFL film, if you can find it, it's on YouTube still. If you guys want to watch it out there.
If you can't find
Leroy,
it, go to Armen Sarian on X, and
I'll just
probably
send you
during
the
the
link.
next commercial break, it'll be posted.
And Leroy has some amazing interviews in that. Like they interviewed Leroy for that, and Leroy's got. I mean, Leroy, you know this, Billy. You're close with him. He's interesting whenever we talk with him, and we talk with him sometimes on this show. You've talked with him a lot. He's interesting all the time, storytelling, things like that. But he has some great storytelling on that game as well. So pretty awesome stuff.
It's a hell of a pivotal moment. You mentioned it, how things started to turn for the entire organization at that time. And it was kind of the first real announcement of this little nice fun team is here to mess around and stay.
Yeah.
And they'll be here and be a problem going forward. And the Packers and Lions rivalry is actually one of the oldest in football. You don't necessarily think about it in terms of amount of times that they've actually played. However, over the last number of years, it's been very topsy-turvy, whether it's the Packers winning, I think, 19 consecutive meetings between the two, or Dan Campbell winning like 7 of 8 against Matt LaFleur at one particular point in time. The only win kind of in the middle there, sprinkled before week 1 going into this year, was that Thanksgiving game a couple of years ago where the Packers were 8.5-point dogs, went up, beat the Lions. And you want to talk about setting and changing the course of that particular season.
Yeah.
That was the first of those 2 wins against Detroit and Kansas City that really propelled the Packers into the playoffs in 23.
Yeah, absolutely, Billy. Big ones. You know, it is interesting to think about how much has happened between the Packers Lions, you know, the quote unquote rivalry or things like that. The Lions were bad for a while. The Packers had such a stranglehold of the home games for so many years. It was like whatever that record was. And it was like 18, 20 years in a row. And then the Lions came back, and the Ndamukong Suh game on Thanksgiving, if you remember, with the EDS, Evan Dietrich Smith stepping on his neck. And there were so many things that kind of happened over the years that makes these games always a lot of fun. And just I guess we're waiting Thursday to see if there's going to be another chapter in the arsenal. I mean, even a couple of years ago, the Packers were given no chance, right? And you just talked about that. Yeah, so I think Jonathan Owens, right? That was the play.
One jerk particular post-game show host bet against the Packers.
Well, you weren't wrong to do it at the time.
Well, I'm glad you said that. My wife was very upset at me. That
understandably so.
I had a feeling they were going to win. Well, why didn't you tell us that before the game?
Feeling would have helped at the time.
We would have liked to know that we had a feeling they were going to win the game before the kickoff.
Well, give me the feeling. Then let me know what you can predict the future so well. I would like to know so we can retire. You got this
feeling inside your bones.
Yeah, we can retire. Yeah.
Let's share it. Like Justin Timberlake, we're trying to share that feeling. We're not just trying to lock it in and hold on.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm sure the line, you know, and I think the interesting backdrop to Thursday as well, Billy, is the tough game the Lions just had against the Giants. Like, does it matter? Does it not? How does it affect them? Were they overlooking the Giants to get to the Packers? Are the Giants just tough for everybody? Because they're not an easy outfit just to go and roll up and beat, especially with Jameis Winston. They're out there trying. And, man, the Giants should have won that game, which would have made, I think, Thursday that much more of a must-win for the Lions. Like, it's already an important game, no matter how you slice this in terms of playoff percentages, division percentages, seeding, things like that. This is a huge game for each team. I mean, you can look at the scenarios both ways, but ultimately it's another game in another week that they're all important in this league, and this is just the next one. So,
amen. And Packers going to the Lions after they have a long, emotional, physical, straining come from behind victory in overtime. Yeah, I think that's a leg up for the Packers. It also compiles into and is compounded upon when the Packers run, you know, the amount of plays they did on Sunday, 66 to whatever it was, 44 for the Minnesota Vikings. And they allow their defense to have not a full week off, but a good tune-up going into this game. Because you're exactly right. When you look at what the division likelihoods of victors will be when in pending the result. It's a massive swing in the division. It's huge for the Packers as well, though, because not only would you be able to sweep Detroit for the first time since, I believe, 2020, when the Packers swept them, or pardon me, 2020, because the Packers didn't sweep them in 2021, thought they were going to that last week of the year when they already had the number 1 seed locked up. Remember, the Packers were like, sweet, we're just going to tune up in the first half. We're just going to go score a bunch of points, tune up, sit everybody in the second half. And the Lions are like, well, we're going to play a full 4-quarter game and try to beat you.
Yeah.
And then the Packers had the weird deal of like, they ended up pulling Rodgers and a couple of guys late, even though the game's in doubt and not exactly the tune up for the playoffs that you wanted. I mean, the first time the Packers sweep Detroit since 2020. And again, like, Dan Campbell's kind of handled this rivalry. He has handled himself very, very well in this rivalry. 6 of 7, if my math is correct, starting with that game in 2021. And you can point to a bunch of different moments in time and games in that building that the Packers were kind of the tipping point for Detroit.
Sure.
That 15-9 game in 2022.
Good point.
This is another moment where if you're going to take the North back, and that's what you have to do, you have to snatch it away from Detroit because they've won it each of the last 2 years. You got to knock them out if you're going to be able to go and take that crown, and it happens on Thursday.
Yeah, and well, it's amazing how many times the Lions come up when you think about history and the way. I mean, even the Packers Super Bowl season when Aaron got hurt against the Lions, and that was a game everyone thought was going to be a cakewalk win. All of a sudden, you lose, and Aaron's hurt, and that changed everything. A lot of people
you no longer control your own destiny going into the playoffs.
A lot of people thought you were done. The Packers were done at that point. They go on to win the Super Bowl, so you never know what'll happen. And I'm going to be honest with you, Billy, and this is another old Leroy Butler line. They don't think they can beat us. I still deep down don't think the Bears believe they're going to win the division. I don't think they can. I don't think I think they know they have a tougher schedule coming up, and they've gotten a little smoke and mirrors here. I'm not trying to take away from their wins, but I am trying to take away from their wins. Basically, I'm trying to discredit them a little bit. And I think the Lions and the Packers both have sights set on winning this division, assuming that the Bears will be able to be passed up at some point. So if what we assume to be true is going to come true, that the Bears will start losing a couple games here, the Lions and the Packers are there. We're skating right behind, waiting to see who's going to be able to take over. And that's what makes these games so important. That's just, listen, I've been ripping on the Bears for a couple weeks and sort of in jest, but rightfully so, mostly. I just think there's a little smoke and mirrors involved with that 8-3 record. And I don't think deep down even the Bears believe, and Bears fans believe, that they're going to win this division yet, or at least that they're the favorites that should win it. That's why they're enjoying being in first place now while they can. So because of that, that's why that Giants loss, man, the Giants game, I wish they would have lost that game because that would have been such a nice spot for Green Bay to be in. However, these are the ones you got to get. You can go in and earn it yourself. And let's go do that on Thursday.
Okay, sorry to laugh in the midst of this video, or in the midst of that great moment that you were having.
You're good.
I just saw the video for the first time of Aaron Rodgers apparently walking around at Soldier Field with the middle finger.
Finally, this video. Finally
video after Dan Graziano tweeted out on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers walked around Soldier Field for a good 20 minutes with a friend, gave multiple middle fingers to folks that were trying to film him, and then walked back into the locker room.
Well, we got to saw. I mean,
like, there's no way that's actually true. Definitely is. Phenomenal video.
But I'm sorry. Is that the end of the world? Like, say he flipped off one fan's video. Like, everyone's so soft about it. Here we go again with Aaron Rodgers being a jerk and this and that. Like, he went out and, pulled a Jamar Chase and spit on somebody. Like, he didn't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't pull a Jalen. I'm just saying, okay, yeah, he flipped off one. He doesn't like Bears and Bears fans. Get over it. Like, he's not
giving
like
more of the middle fingers to the media. I didn't think about the fan part of it, but I would actually prefer he give middle fingers to Bears fans.
I think maybe it was media. I mean, look, Jim McMahon mooned the helicopter once. All right, Bears fans, so get off your high horse, Bears media. Jim McMahon mooned the helicopter.
Week of Super Bowl, too.
Thank you. All right. So
are they still in your mentions?
Oh, they're
still in his mentions.
Oh, I woke up and they've been doing this. Oh, yeah. Hold on. You want me to find some? Well, they're in there. Trust me.
You find it while we read our friend Yancey's
Yancey,
message on the YouTube stream. Campbell sure handled it a lot better than Lovie Smith ever did. Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, Lovie Smith had his success in the Bears-Packers rivalry outside of the 2010 NFC title game.
Lovie Smith also went to a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Am I crazy? Am I crazy?
No, 06, they stomped the Packers in week 1. Then they sat all their starters in final week of the season. But yeah, Lovie, they won plenty of games.
05, they came up here and I think dominated on Christmas Day. I want to say the game was. Yeah.
Well, Dan Campbell's done a nice job, a great job turning the lines around. But the reality is, if he didn't have the personality he did that so many people like and attached to, he would not be getting the same rope that some of these other guys would have gotten in the league for doing some of the things he's done in the decision making. That's just the reality. Like Dan Campbell's like, in a way, Brock Purdy. Like he gets protected by people, right? Ditko was like this. Now Ditko won a Super Bowl, right? But people made him out to be the greatest thing ever because they liked his personality, right? And there's something to like. Listen, I like Dan Campbell. I think it's been tremendous the way he's turned that organization around because it's been tough. But he still hasn't. It's like Shanahan. Like he still hasn't gone to the Super Bowl.
He is 2-2 in the playoffs.
Okay, so and lost some games with some teams that he should have won.
Yeah,
let's be honest. So
they got beat by 3 scores at home as the number 1 seed in the playoffs last year
against a team that's
going
to be
by a rookie.
Cancun.
Oh, that's a great point, Armen.
You know?
By a team that is maybe going to get 6 wins this year, and by a rookie quarterback. Again, I think more of these need to be thrown in here, and somebody can help us out and quell my statement here if I am wrong. The Packers are the Lions' biggest rival. I don't believe Packers fans have any hate in their heart right now for the Lions and or the Motor City Kitty supporters in the Honolulu Blue. I think we need to build a little bit more of that up because they definitely have the venom and disdain for you.
Sure.
So just know you might be really disliked on the other side. We're coming in being like, hey, this is going to be fun. We're all having fun at Thanksgiving. We almost feel like the Pilgrims. We're showing up to the party saying, hey, man, this is going to be a good time.
Yeah.
We're fired up. Native Americans are like, these sons of guns.
Right.
Y'all think this is your party?
Right. This is we've been here.
We've been here. We've been playing North American football, just not winning it. We've been trying. We've been playing. We don't necessarily like the fact that you guys think that you come in here and run this shop on Thanksgiving.
The Packers are the United States of America.
We're the United States of America.
You almost could say we're everybody's rival.
I don't know. Listening to Vikings fans talk about us, man, it's the same. It's the same thing.
Rival.
It's the
Congrats, Arrowhead.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And you can't say that the Bears' biggest rival isn't the Packers. All 3 teams in this division, their biggest rival is the Green Bay Packers.
No, I mean that's what it is, and that's what happens when you're so good for so long. You know, Bears, I understand, right? It's historic in the rivalry, but you're right, Billy. The disdain for Detroit isn't there. It is for Detroit fans, right? Because we're the ones doing it. But
yes, Detroit fans do not
rival.
like the Green Bay Packers. Let's add in a little bit more of that vigor.
Sure.
That was like last year going into the postseason. You were hearing it. I kind of hoping the Lions play well. I'm pulling for the Lions.
Gosh,
no,
I hated that.
No,
I agree.
No.
They have had so much success in the playoffs as a fan base. The Red Wings have been great for regardless. Tigers haven't sucked. They've won championships with the Pistons. They're back to being good again. Like they've had plenty to cheer about as a fan base.
877-794-1973. Ryan in Muskego said, guys, what's funny about the Rodgers clip is that the Bears fans in that ESPN put Ryan Clark. They'll have to spend a half hour talking about how awful of a person he is. I do like the fact that Ryan Clark definitely going to be front and center of that conversation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Also, our friend Ryan in Muskego gave us a shout out earlier on. He said, boys, I'm with you. Definitely ducking no smoke on the grind for a full work week this week. We'll be with you all week long. Now, Thursday, we are preempted, starting at 8, by Packers Game Day. So we are not on Thursday for the normal show, but we will have the entire Packers broadcast. I'll be on with Drew Olson for Packers OT after Packers and Lions. The whole broadcast day will start up on the Packers Radio Network at 8 with Doug Russell and Into Packers Preview. Friday, hang out with us.
We're back. We're on.
People brick and mortar shopping on Black Friday again?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people walking around.
People brick and mortar shopping on Black Friday again?
The real ones are. Our listeners will be.
They're giving away gift cards for you to actually go to the store.
Go to the store. Rebuild what we did in American culture, which is go to malls and go to stores. Do this. And then while you're doing it, listen to us.
And we'll be here with you all morning long, hanging out with you as you go out and grab all of those great Christmas gifts. Maybe a couple of PS5s being bought on Friday morning.
Bring back Sears.
That one might not happen, but he's going to try the campaign. He's Armen Sarr, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's No BS on the Game.
I peep something coming towards me up the dance floor. Sexy and real, saying she been peeping, and I dig the last video. Someone that a week ago, how could I tell her no? Measurements was 36, 25, 34.
Miss an hour of No BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, I'm Mike Young with NFL Network now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Week 12 of the NFL season came to a close Monday night in Santa Clara with the Niners beating the Panthers 20-9. Niners running back Christian McCaffrey rushed for 89 yards and a touchdown. He was also targeted 7 times for 53 yards. He now leads the NFL with receptions as a running back. Elsewhere, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow expected to return Thanksgiving Day against the Ravens after being out since week 2 with a grade 3 turf toe injury. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced his rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will remain the starter entering week 13 after his first start and a victory despite rookie Dylan Gabriel clearing concussion protocol. And the Giants have parted ways with their defensive coordinator Shane Bowen after their overtime loss to the Lions. Outside linebackers coach Charlie Bowen will serve as the interim DC for the time being. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Black Friday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
I've won a championship. They haven't.
And a base hit up the middle. 1-0 Brewers. South Freeland climbs in the first run of the game. Yelich into shallow right. That's a base hit. Freeland is going to come around and score. Through the hole, a base hit. Perkins sent around third. He'll score. Good for Joey Ortiz. Is Freeland to right. Back Simon looking up. It's off the top of the wall to bounce. Ortiz around third. He'll score. Collins down the left field line. A fair ball and into the corner. Freeland scores. Contreras a BB in the left. Here comes Collins. Throw from Fan is late. They keep pecking away.
Try and get something started against Carmen Majinski in this 6th inning with a 1-run lead.
And that's a fair ball down into the right field corner. 2 runs will score. Towards the middle and through a base hit. Perkins scores. Line drive base hit. Ortiz is in. Freeland's in. Contreras to third. The Brewers have hung a dozen on Pittsburgh. Tobias Myers kicks and deals. Struck him out. 12 in a row for the Brewers, and it's burger time in Milwaukee.
Don't talk to me about no Kyle Kuzma.
Alzheimer's disease is the sixth leading cause of death in the country, and it's affecting almost 7 million Americans, including 110,000 people here in Wisconsin. UW-Madison is working hard to improve the lives of those affected, offering resources to educate and the latest in research and technology. The UW Initiative to End Alzheimer's has so many ways you can benefit, learn, get involved, and make a difference. Visit goalsforacure.org. That's goalsforacure.org.
If you don't go to the University of Wisconsin, you're going to end up eating government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line at 1-877-794-1973.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds. And we can build our dreams on suspicious minds. Oh, let our love survive. Oh, drive it.
No BS on the game. Billy and Sarian with you, wallowing away in our sorrows and frustrations about this Milwaukee Bucks team.
Oh my gosh, Billy.
Dude,
it's really tough because you build the whole team around Giannis and he gets hurt, and then you're like, oh boy. And Kevin Porter has not been healthy, which I thought
Porter Jr. out
was going to be
is also a tough one,
big
no
part
doubt.
of the puzzle, because you need a guard to take shots, and Ryan's taking them. Ryan Rollins taking them, and the Torian Prince.
Ryan Rollins is taking the shots, that's for sure. Ryan Rollins said,
They're having a tough goal of it
if
right
anybody needs shots to be taken, I will do so. You know,
this just was so much excitement about the Bucks to start the year.
Also, my boy Cole Anthony got to slow down on the turnovers.
He's struggling. Let's be honest.
His plus minus last night, not so
what was
great.
it?
Minus 15. With,
Not
and
as
he
bad
had-
as
and he
AJ
had
Green's minus
16 points while he was out there.
31.
Those are great scores in golf.
Jesus, AJ, what happened when you were out there?
It's not
everything.
Listen, they're
dude, Jeremy
struggling.
Grant was like, it was in the beginning of the game. Jeremy Grant was, they call it in certain instances, they have a milk check a lot of times in football when you see a like a Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone linebacking core. Check milk right in the middle there. Let's go.
Well, I don't get
He
it.
said, give me the ball. I got a white dude on me.
Oh,
and Jeremy
thank
Grant
you.
just cooked him up in the first quarter. I mean, he was calling for the basketball every single time. And they called timeout the one time, and poor AJ Green was huffing and puffing. My man was feeling the effects of it.
Man, I like him. I like.
He was battling out there. He was
our team,
trying.
but without Giannis right now, they're struggling, and you should be. I mean, yeah, you said it during the break, Billy. This should make Giannis the MVP of the league without a doubt. There's no question. The Bucks are a completely different team with Giannis. I mean, and that goes without saying. I'm saying the most obvious thing in the world. But when you see what's going, the way the Bucks are struggling right now without him, like, come on, come on.
Yeah, and it did give me the moment last night where I realized how much people have to hate watching their team play the Bucks with Giannis. When Jeremy Grant shoots and makes more free throws than the Bucks attempt and make himself. He was 16 of 19 from the line last night. I felt like Darko, our buddy in Toronto.
Sure.
With force.
This is wrong. This is shame.
Goes to the basket with force all day. 2 free throws. Two free throws.
This is shame. This is wrong. This is shame.
It's a shame that we're wasting potentially what was a really, really nice start and an uplifting start. Granted, if Giannis was going to go down, buoyed by Packers football and taking away some of our attention might not be the worst thing, but it absolutely has to add into Giannis's MVP candidacy. Like Nathan Marzian put this out. Nathan Marzian, who covers Bucks basketball online.
On the show.
Love watching him on there. The Bucks have a negative 13 net rating with Giannis off the floor. Just what does that mean? What's a net rating?
It's an analytic.
Points. It's an analytic that ultimately says
it's not
what
plus
is your,
minus.
It's
though.
not a full plus minus.
Yeah.
But what is your offensive and defensive rating when he is on the floor and off the floor?
Right.
Just to add some context to it. You don't need to know all how the
math works.
I'm not asking you to break down the F or V war like Armen can't do either on his favorite number either.
Okay. It measures the point differential over 100 possessions to provide a standardized way of comparing teams and players. There
Thank
you
you.
go. Difference between
Standardized
teams,
way of looking at all teams and all players.
Yep.
Maybe the safest way of saying This is how you can rank and file teams outside of their win-loss record. Well, with Giannis off the floor, the Bucks tuck themselves right in between the 3 worst teams in the league.
Not great, Bob.
Just below the Brooklyn Nets and leading the Indiana Pacers without Tyrese Halliburton and the Washington Wizards by an almost full 3 on the net rating. I mean, like, if that in and of itself, once he comes back, and I still do believe will take the Bucks to the playoffs.
I do too. I mean, once
Giannis comes back, if healthy the entire year, they will be a playoff team with Giannis on the floor. He should be the MVP. Like that. That to me shows and signifies once again. Also, maybe makes his case as to why February is a little bit more interesting. Maybe this is actually the worst thing that could possibly happen for Giannis continuing with the Milwaukee Bucks was realizing just where this team actually is with him off of the floor. However,
sorry for punching the mic there. Yeah,
that's why we need you in here, big fella. That's why we need you in here. You're the missing piece. This East is wide open.
So
I'm watching Orlando. They're not scaring me all that much. Not totally scared.
No, there's a lot of teams that aren't and are, but it is wide open. But to your point, Billy, this is the undercurrents of the story of the Bucks this year is what's going to happen if how Giannis will feel about the team, this and that. That's why I said it was important to get off to a great start for nothing more than to energize Giannis about this young roster. And they did. It was great. Now they're struggling, obviously, but also without him. So he should be like, well, they can still win with me. I hope he's thinking that way. But
I hope he's not looking at the Pistons being like, wow, they're 15-2. Sure. The Raptors got 5 losses. This is going to be an uphill climb here.
Wait, you know what's amazing about the Pistons really quick? It's not easy to improve this quickly this much in the NBA. They were the worst team in the history of basketball 2 years ago, right? And now they've totally turned it around. So credit to the Pistons. That's not easy to do.
Also makes you wonder, what the hell was Monty Williams doing?
You know what? And a lot of people were like, how could you fire Monty? So I want to say this. If you're one of those that don't think, hey, we can let Giannis go. We can build around him. We don't need to keep Giannis. We don't need to do all these things to keep Giannis. You're getting a taste of what life is like without Giannis. All right?
Yeah, we got a lot more games of being a 1-point underdog to the Portland Trail Blazers in the future if Giannis exits.
Some of you out there are questioning the value of him or keeping him or doing everything to keep him. I understand that, but I don't, because you're understanding it now. Like, you're getting a taste of what it is. Like, Bucks basketball it's a lot less interesting without Giannis. It's a lot less valuable of a product without Giannis. There's not as much fun without Giannis. You're not enjoying. Don't tell me it's championship or nothing. The Bucks teams that didn't win, one did win a championship. The ones that didn't win championships versus the product now without Giannis that also doesn't going to win a championship, it's totally different products.
Yeah, a little different.
They're totally different products. All right, so just learn your lesson now for the Bucks fans that were like, oh, Giannis, it doesn't matter.
I'm tired of this stuff.
Right. Learn your lesson now. Why it's important in every way, in every shape, way, or form to keep Giannis in any way we can possibly do it. Learn your lesson now, and you can experience that the product is a lot less interesting without him.
And definitely a little more affordable on the secondary market. I was looking last
which is great if you want a family night out.
That's very true.
I mean, that's absolutely true.
Very true. Now, I did also look, and I'm like, I like Cole Anthony as much as everybody else, but probably more than most. But I don't really know that I'm going out on the Monday night to go watch my man Cole Anthony and no Kevin Porter Jr.
Listen,
and no Giannis.
And
once Giannis is back, then we'll get in there.
That's what it is. The market drives it. And Billy, you know me, I'm all about like the value, the family-friendly value, bringing value back in our sports and doing something affordable. It's affordable, and it's going to be more affordable. Now, the secondary ticket market was already changing even before the Giannis injury happened. Let's be fair. But Billy, the reality is, you can it's a great time to take the family of 4 out to a Bucks game. Make it affordable.
This would be the time.
All right.
Yeah, this would be the time. I saw a good back and forth with America's journalist Pablo Torre right now. My man is just digging
the last one left.
He's digging up every crumb and every story, every stone possible. He is getting in there. He got into a deal yesterday where he's talking about legal gambling could spell the end of sports cultural supremacy as fans root for payouts rather than teams. Ryan Glasspiegel of Front Office Sports had a great retort to it. Said, Yeah, parents not being able to afford to take their kids to games anymore is probably the bigger factor. There are way less kids at Lambeau Field now than there even were 20 years ago. There's still a lot of kids at Wrigley because a lot of Cubs fans have money, but there aren't a ton of fan bases just like that. Good shot from Ryan Glassby.
And someone can correct me. Are there a lot of kids at Wrigley, or are there a lot of drunk dudes there? I mean, like millennials with money at Wrigley that are hanging out. Am I wrong? Or are there a lot of kids at Wrigley? Are there a lot of kids? I see a lot of kids at Brewer games. Are there a lot of kids at Wrigley? Maybe I'm wrong. I guess there could be, but I just don't know. Is that the family place where families still take the kiddos and stuff?
I think so. I also, he was caping up for Wisconsin sports.
I know
fans.
he was. I'm just trying to rip on Wrigley.
Did you hear that defensiveness, Luddy?
I actually appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh my God.
He's right though. No, he's right. I mean, listen, I tell the story all the time. For 3 years, my dad bought the 10-pack, the Bucks 10-pack we had for like 3 seasons in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was we bought the lowest ticket, which was, second deck at the Bradley Center. It was basically $10 a ticket. It was $120 per ticket for 12 games. And that included both Bulls games, which was a big draw to buy the tickets back then, obviously, because, these were the Jordan Bulls. You can't even do that for one game anymore if you're buying on face value for a lot of these games. It is a totally different landscape and a totally different environment, and it does affect the culture. I mean, it did affect it. I mean, I saw some pretty mediocre Bucks teams, but ones that were young and talented. Ray and Vin and Glenn Robinson were all young, and they were getting better. And until they really got really much better with the 2001 Bucks, that was the price. It was affordable, and you saw the best players in the NBA come through that arena, and it was a lot of fun. And those memories are ones I'm always going to have, going downtown to the Bradley Center with my dad 10 times a season or 12 times, whatever it ended up being. You just can't get that value anymore. That's the reality of professional sports now in 2025.
Now the Brewers do, and to I think add to your point NBA, there, the Brewers do find different ways to try to make their spot affordable. They found a couple of different ways and took advantage of one of them. Their little holiday special they got going on right now with some concession cards and credit that way. But it's very, very much true. And now, like, as maybe some folks will be like, well, shocker. The guy that talks about Potawatomi Sportsbook is not going to villainize the legal sports gambling part of it. But listen, I can't say that that's not going to be that there's not some truth to what Pablo's talking about, but I wouldn't put that in legalized sports gambling. I would say that's with fantasy football.
I think that's a better.
That's with sports culture now, where you're following a lot more players necessarily than just teams.
Gen Z, we used to talk about Mike Heller all the time. His kids, they didn't like teams. Like Gen Z is more into players than teams. We talked about Nick Bruzewitz all the time.
It's not just because of what they have on the money line or on the spread.
It's not. Now, fantasy football, you can make an argument there. I think you grew up, but I just think that's the reality of the culture of the generations. I don't think it's because
even before that, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and basketball
it's probably
specifically.
Where it grew. It's probably where it started growing in general. It was less of a I'm going to cheer for the home team no matter what the geographic, the Armen.
I think also, life is also a little bit more transient now than it had been, 15, 20, 30 years ago. So there's a lot more people that move around and bounce around different cities and markets, and there's a lot more people living across the country that have roots to different spots.
And teams you can see. Like every game is, accessible now on some sort of national TV, either it be NBA TV or some sort of streaming platform. You grew up, you had the radio or TV of your local team, except for
but with the accessibility and with all that being said, the money will continue to go up. I say this to say it ain't changing. They're not all of a sudden going to market correct and be like, you know what we should do? We should slice these tickets in third. We should lower every single price at the Bradley Center or at Fiserv Forum by about 25%.
No, they're not gonna. Yeah.
Now,
the secondary market
might.
That's what.
And the season ticket holders that have the tickets that are selling them on the secondary market might be getting hosed into that spot. But it's probably not changing because there's so much money and such a demand for it. But I wonder, I think the bigger shift that Pablo might be talking about is the in-stadium attendance to the on-television product. We talk about it in the NFL. It probably baseball, it probably hits you over the head more. It's a much better product to consume on television than it is in-house. It's the energy in the stadium and the event going to the game that you pay for, and that might be a little bit better. But if you're just solely viewing the game, much better on television. Maybe football is a little bit closer too with the energy and the viewing pleasure. I think that's where you have to continue to enhance the in-stadium experience to push people there because it is so easy and so good watching on television.
Totally
Speaking
agree.
of the in-stadium
Free.
entertainment, really good in-game entertainment at the Milwaukee Admirals. Tomorrow night.
Oh, yes.
Tomorrow night, MilwaukeeAdmirals.com, place to get tickets. Armen Sarian and myself going to be at the Milwaukee Admirals game tomorrow that I was 1,000% dialed in.
We're gonna be there, and I couldn't remember totally, Billy, if that's
Totally
if you were my guy that because we're both working, we're both excited about that.
Fired up
Great
about
way to kick off the Thanksgiving holiday. Take your talk about affordable family entertainment, Billy.
Talk
The
about
Admirals are.
affordable family entertainment.
Admirals
Thank you.
always are. They always are, and they're always leading the way in our community on that. So we love them for that. Great way to kick off whatever party you're going to have Wednesday night. Come out to the Admirals game. Then, go see your friends that are in town. And it's a great way to start up the night by going to the Admirals game. Excited for Billy. I don't know what type of goofy promos we're doing tomorrow night, but I know it's going to be a hell of a great time. It's the night before Thanksgiving. We're probably going to have a live turkey or something running around with us on the,
Yeah, I'm in the under promise over deliver category, but when it comes to Milwaukee Admirals hockey, you can usually do the inverse. You can definitely over promise, and we will over deliver still.
Yeah,
because they got a lot of fun deals going on. Friendsgiving, celebrate with your friends.
That's what it is.
Your favorite TV show, get a ticket, and 5 of your friends for just $66.
I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, now talk about value. It's still there in professional sports and for a great entertainment.
Also, a Summerfest winning Wednesday. What that means is if the Admirals win coming up tomorrow night, you win. Your ticket is good for a free light blue or navy ticket to a Admirals game, courtesy of Summerfest. So the Admirals win and you're at the game on Wednesday night, you get another Admirals ticket because they won. That's just how much they love you.
And so it's our chance to beat the Iowa Wild, one of your most hated states.
One of my most hated things is the state of Iowa, and that is always one of my favorite things to do is beat the Iowa Wild.
Absolutely. Billy, so Friendsgiving, does that mean like we're getting warmed up with our Friends episodes? Friendsgiving, what kind of things should we do? See, this is why the value is there. We are the entertainment value.
Friendsgiving is a big thing nowadays too.
Huge.
People are all doing Friendsgivings and making another Thanksgiving meal for it. We're going to have kind of our own Friendsgiving coming up on Thursday during Packers and Lions here for the Packers Radio Network. Should be a good time.
Billy, you brought up transient places like Phoenix. Like my aunt and uncle live down there. They don't have any family. That's exactly what they have to do.
Great point. Yeah.
Getting together with my aunt's friends who are from Michigan and my uncle's friends who are from Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's cool. It's like a Midwest get together in Phoenix, and it's beautiful weather. It's Thanksgivings in transient places don't suck sometimes. And then other times you're like, gosh, I wish I was back home in Wisconsin.
It works out. That's for sure. 877-794-1973. It's always about home is where the heart is. And wherever there's good people with good hearts, that's
people.
where it is.
The home is the people,
Well, some of it.
Home is the people. Well, I'm just saying, No, you tend to feel that way. Like, what do you really love about home and miss about home? It's places, but it's also the people.
And that's what hopefully we're providing you here today.
Yeah,
home can be listening to this radio show throughout the day. All day long, we'll be on the game until 10 o'clock with No BS. D&D have their full slate of show from 10 to 2. Drew and KB after that. No Carry the G today. We'll get back to it in earnest next Tuesday. It's No BS on the game.
97.3 The Game. This is what's trending in Milwaukee now.
One more game, this one for the Axe for the Wisconsin football team Saturday against Minnesota. One player that won't suit up, as has been the case for almost the entire season, is quarterback Billy Edwards Jr., who told us a little bit more about the nature of the MCL sprain that he suffered way back in week 1.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's been tough. I mean, it's an injury. It's part of the game, and I just continue to attack it day by day. And it is what it is. It's been tough, but just continue to try and rehab and, help these guys and make sure I'm pouring every ounce of energy and time and stuff that I have, into them and help the team continue to push forward and hopefully come out with another win.
As for this weekend, the Badgers and Gophers kick things off at 2:30 on Saturday. The Bucks' free fall without Giannis in the lineup continued in unspectacular fashion again last night. The Trailblazers beating the Bucks 115-103. Monday Night Football, the Niners beat the Panthers 20-9. I'm Doug Russell on the Game Radio Network.
Want to watch No BS?
We'll do anything it takes.
They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
We have a place for it.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Neil Sean of Journey to ask what the last several years have been like for him creatively.
Well, you know what? I feel kind of reborn. Ever since, I got sober, like things have been really coming together for me in every way, in every sense of the word. It's like my playing, I feel like I'm excelling. I'm very ambitious, I'm very creative. I have like a little jam studio downstairs in my house, and I sit in there for at least a couple hours to 3 hours a day and jamming with loops and all kinds of stuff just to keep, my chops up. And it's been really, really great for my playing.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Neil Sean and all your favorite artists.
It's the greatest story in sports.
Star dropping straight back. Hit as he throws, has the ball. It is a touchdown.
I'm Doug Russell, and this is Tales from 1265, an insider's look at football's most storied franchise. A franchise that has had its dynasties.
This is the first Super Bowl trophy.
And its rebirths.
Every major football decision will be made by Ron Wolf.
Tales from 1265 is presented by Nicolay Law, your local award-winning injury lawyers, and can be heard on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
iHeartRadio soundtrack flashback.
So, what's a movie soundtrack without Smash Mouth? 1998's Can't Hardly Wait took us inside the mind of graduating high schoolers and gave us a slammin' soundtrack in the process. A big standout was Can't Get Enough of You Baby. It's a cover song, but Smash Mouth really made it their own.
I can't get enough of you, baby. I can't get enough of you, baby.
For more great movie soundtrack hits, check out Popcorn Radio on the iHeartRadio app.
Listen to us live 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app and watch our shows each weekday on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We are The Game.
You may not play for your favorite team, but you act like it. Whether you're at work or outside on the grill, you carry them with you. No, not with a jersey, but a mindset as you crack open that ice-cold beer. Cheesehead TV and Gathering Place Brewing bring you Carry the G, a delicious and easy drinking cream ale. But it's not just for tailgating, it's for everyday life.
Well, we carry the G wherever we may be, so bring me a cold from the land of the green and gold.
Available throughout Wisconsin, 21 plus, drink responsibly.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Peter Gabriel to reflect on the WOMAD Festival's evolution.
We initially started this WOMAD Festival in 1980. The first one was 82, and it was very naive enthusiasm for some of these strange and wonderful things we were hearing. And as a failed drummer, I was hearing grooves that I fell in love with, which seemed a lot more alive than what I was hearing on the radio. As a singer too, these wonderful voices, and it's still continued that way. And it's a lot more difficult, because the demise of the music business and record stores has made it extremely difficult for any minority interest label. But we work hard to focus online activities, and there is still, happy to say, a good audience, and the WOMAD Festival is, I think, like a lot of live parts of the business, actually flourishing, even though the records are not doing as well.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Peter Gabriel and all your favorite artists.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicolayLaw.com talk and text line.
Hey, I'm just trying to find some answers here.
At 1-877-794-1973.
Scrimmage. Gain of 6 on the play.
Ruled down by contact.
Little crossing pattern. A clock at a minute 12. 2 timeouts left. You got to get it down somewhere around, I would think, max the 30-yard line.
Just don't get unsettled here.
Here's Favre back to throw. Favre looking. Now Favre running. Come on, run it. He's going to throw it to the end zone. He's open. It's Sharp. Wide open. Touchdown. Sterling Sharp. Open. He got away and scored the touchdown with 55 seconds left in the ball game.
And what a pass by Brett Favre there, mobbing him on the sidelines. He threw that high and wide, about 60 yards in the air, Jim, and there was Sharp wide open.
And I'm sitting here saying, run it. Run the thing. And it's the same play that happened with Clayton.
Touchdown to Sterling Sharp. Packers beat the 10-6 Detroit Lions in the Pontiac Silverdome 1993 wild card round. And Armen, sorry, and there's a lot of great things about this highlight. There's a lot of great things about the call from Jim Irwin and Max McGee on the Packers radio network.
Rest in peace. The two of the greatest, Jim and Max.
My favorite thing, and I think you'll appreciate this, is the fact that Mike Holmgren's wearing the starter jacket inside the Pontiac Silverdome.
Brother, the gear on the sideline. Now, those are really popular again, right? All the 90s.
Incredible stuff.
All the 90s gear is really popular again, but for a long time, I've evangelized the best gear.
The cursive script Packers hat. They 1,000% are reselling that right now at the Packers Bro Shop.
I bought that hat at Lids a year or two ago when they started selling it because the white script hat, the starter windbreakers. I mean, that was just the best looking stuff. And now I feel seen as the old millennial, Billy, because all that stuff's popular again. All that stuff is popular. All the vintage stuff. Everybody wants vintage 90s, 80s stuff. It's amazing.
Well,
because it's awesome.
The Homage company, homage.com.
Homage,
whichever
That's where
one.
I got that Brewers jacket from. The one I was freaking out about for a month.
Yeah, they just put out an all-new version of the Blackout NFL starter jackets.
Okay.
And, the Packers one is
I check Homage a lot. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Packers one's pretty sweet there. If you can check that thing out.
Yeah.
You double that thing up. Get onto the back.
That's the best.
Big old Chi right there on the back. You're definitely going to get on Packers jackets.
Dude, Packers jackets.
The Twitter account.
I love that. I love that account. I love when all the 90s stuff is coming back now because I was that guy that said, I'm going to save all this. This is going to be good stuff. If you only knew what it's worth now. And people are looking for Super Bowl 31 stuff and rummage sales. Packers Pro Shop was selling that Super Bowl 31 hat and sweatshirt for so much money now. I'm like, man, I'm glad I saved mine. And I wore it down to the Super Bowl, that purple one.
Yeah.
People want that stuff now. I mean, everything is cyclical in terms of.
I just got a sweet long sleeve Packers Super Bowl 31 thing from the Packers Pro Shop.
Let's go. That is so awesome, Billy. Yeah, that white Packers script hat was my white whale for a while. I was able to secure it a couple years ago at Lids. And
the diamond cut hats coming back,
the diamond cut,
phenomenal.
I'm obsessed with the diamond cut hat. I'm really into this stuff. And if anyone, I'm still looking for the original 1990s Marquette Warriors script hat, which goes for someone's got it, a used one on eBay for $300. I'm not doing that.
Well, I might have an in now with the Marquette Spirit Shop that we might be able to work that into a distribution cycle.
Little radio tradio.
Yeah, we might be able to work that thing in.
What is this? What's going on here? What are you holding on to me here? What do you mean you got an in with? Wait a minute, you got an in with the Spirit Shop?
With the Marquette Spirit Shop, yeah. I think I got a new in. We got a party at the Marquette Spirit Shop. One of them longtime oldest friends.
Let's go.
Frank Berezinski back in town.
Frankie.
Marquette alum.
Frankie.
Working at the Marquette Spirit Shop.
Hey, come on now.
Friend from the Nashville Sound Spirit Shop.
Oh my goodness.
Big time merchandise background. Oh yeah.
Just changed my life there, son.
So might be getting some really sweet Marquette merch coming out.
There's some Marquette merch. Oh, the stuff at Bucky's locker room too. When you go to Bucky's locker room, oh my gosh, they have some great vintage Badgers. And the thing about the Badger stuff is when Motion W started, which was 90, whatever, but now everybody wants that straight W again. People just love vintage. You know why? Because sports is nostalgia. Sports makes us remember our greatest moments in life, and that's part of
the funny thing is when you mention the old school block W with Bucky in the middle at Bucky's locker room. When we do the show there, I actually miss commercials. I actually miss the bump back because I'm just looking through different racks.
Totally.
You say it for the nostalgic portion of it. The funny thing is, I don't even think about the nostalgic part of it because I don't really remember any of those teams or any of it.
Well,
I was walking around saying, "Holy cow, they need to go to this. This is the sweetest logo I've ever seen."
It was cool. I mean, I enjoyed it.
The Motion W is phenomenal. I'm not saying anything against that.
And it modernized the whole program. It was a great. Motion W continues to be a great logo.
But damn, when you throw Bucky right there in the heart of that big old block W, if you could somehow fit Bucky in with the Motion W, I know Bucky with the big Motion W on the chest is a good one, but gotta find a way to get that. Gotta find a way to be able to fit Bucky in with the new Motion W if that's the way we're gonna roll.
Well, the thing is, and I'm very
obviously we can have 97 different logos and they're all gonna work and they're all gonna sell. Yeah. I'm not trying to say that we need to change anything completely up, but anything more that we can put Bucky in the middle of the logo. That's good work.
How would Bucky look at midfield at Camp Randall?
Oh my goodness.
Don't get me started.
I love that. I love
Maybe
that.
put the
First
W
off.
on the 25, just so you have it somewhere on the field, or you don't even really
Or a
need
bigger
it.
W.
Or it's on the helmet.
LePay and I got into this, and Heller and I got into this conversation when they redid the turf.
You want a bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I want the W stretching from 35 to 35.
Which they're doing on a lot of fields now.
Whitewater's Warhawk is huge compared to the W.
Yeah, and listen, this is not we're not just trying to measure the competition here, but I would like the logo to get past the 45-yard line. That is one thing that I would definitely prefer. Letty, that's a good thought. The big old Bucky head right there, and then the two little logos right at like the kickoff spots or the 25-yard line. That's a good thought. Now they would have to remove the Big Ten rivalry series or the Venmo rivalry series from the field, which has been there for a month and a half.
They can work it in.
That would have to happen first. But
look, just a reminder to the kids before we get out. The reason this gear was so much better in the 90s
because they're all listening here before
because
school.
now they don't have just Fanatics now. Fanatics sucks, and they've homogenized everything. Back then there were 8 or 9 companies. I'm watching the clock. Don't worry. 8 or 9 companies that were innovating because they were competing for great gear, and that was the key back then.
Throw it to break.
All right, lock it out. This is No BS on the game. Stay with us.
But you didn't tell you when the road is rough. Down to your knees, and I'll be there for you.
Stay tuned.
You do like to grab attention.
No BS will be back in just a moment.
Coming up tonight, it's the season opening broadcast of Catholic Memorial High School basketball on Fox Sports 920 WOKY. Join me, Hunter Baumgart, and Andrew Ludwig for all of the action as the Catholic Memorial boys host the Whitnall Falcons in the season opener. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with the pregame show tip-off at 7. Tonight on Fox Sports 920 WOKY.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1969.
In May of 69, Neil Young releases his first album with Crazy Horse, Everyone Knows This Is Nowhere, featuring the songs Cinnamon Girl and Down by the River. The Who released a double concept album, Tommy, which goes top 10 in the US and the UK.
Even at my favorite table, he can't beat my best. His disciples needed him, and he just does the rest. Stop crazy little fingers, never seen him fall. That kept on a blind kid, sure plays a beam pinball.
David Bowie's single Space Oddity, released to coincide with the Apollo 11 moon landing, reaches number 5 in the UK. Also in July, Bob Dylan has a top 10 hit with Lay Lady Lay in his new, deeper-sounding vocal style, which he attributes to quitting smoking.
Whatever colors you have in your mind, I show them to you, and you see them shine. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears have a number 2 hit with Spinning Wheel, popularizing the so-called brass rock movement that includes BST, Chicago, and Electric Flag.
Drop all your troubles by the riverside. Catch a painted pony on the spinning wheel ride.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1969. Coming up.
We call it Wagertainment.
All right, place your bets. Place your bets.
VSiN every night at 6. Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest on Fox Sports 920.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Prince songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Little Red Corvette.
It was Saturday night. I guess that makes it all right. You say, baby, I ain't got enough gas. Oh, yeah. Little red Corvette. Maybe I might too fast. Yes, you are.
Number 2, 1999.
2000 party over. Oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999.
Number 1, When Doves Cry.
Baby, you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
Hear more from Prince and similar artists now. Search for Prince on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music All your favorite stations, all free.
What you waiting for? Let's go. Make sure to make us a preset on the iHeartRadio app so you can listen to us anytime, anywhere. Wisconsin's home for sports and stuff. We are the game.
Now, a year in rock spotlight from 1977.
September of 77, American duo Steely Dan released their sixth album, Asia. It goes to number 3 in the States on the strength of 2 top 20 hits, Peg and Deacon Blues. In October, the major label debut album by Meatloaf is released, hits number 14 in the U.S., and goes on to be one of the best-selling albums of all time. Leonard Skinner released the album Street Survivor. 3 days later, singer Ronnie Van Zant and 2 other band members were killed in a plane crash. The album goes to number 5 in the States, and the single What's Your Name hits number 13.
What's your name, little girl? What's your name?
In November, Eric Clapton's Slow Hand is released. It goes to number 2, driven by 3 hit singles, Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, and Lay Down Sally.
Lay down, Sally, and rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to?
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1977. Coming up.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Rod Stewart to clarify what he meant when saying, "A person I used to know," wrote Maggie May. "You Wear It Well," Mandolin Wind, and Forever Young.
That was probably during the period where I thought that songwriting had somehow gone away and eluded me and flown off somewhere. I would look back in wonderment and think, how did I write these songs? Because some of them are pretty good. But then, and I had to bring up my old mate Jim Cregan again. He came along and he inspired everything. He was the catalyst. So it fired up the required elements in me to start writing again.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Rod Stewart and all your favorite artists.
Goff takes the shotgun snap, rolls right out of the pocket, chased from behind by Parsons, and a sack! Micah Parsons registers the sack back at the 31-yard line, and the Parsons Project is underway in Green Bay.
Where do we go from here? Now that all of
That's the first of Micah Parsons' 10 sacks as a Green Bay Packer. Welcome back. It's No BS on the Game. Hour 3 firing up here on 1070 The Game in Madison. Welcome in across the state of Wisconsin. You can hear this flamethrower 1070 AM. Also, statewide on the iHeartRadio app, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. That is not just limited to the state of Wisconsin. That is global, my friend. So is this new website called youtube.com.
I've heard of it.
Seems like it might catch on. First video I saw on there was a trip to the zoo.
That's the best. Me at the zoo. That was the first video. Me at the zoo. And little did we know that it would become so important. I think about this and it's weird. That's become so important in my life. That what these guys came up with, a website like this. I mean, I watch YouTube, as you know, Billy, all the time. I use it a lot for work. What we do, I mean, it's crazy to think that one thing can become so important, but it's great now, Billy. And guess what? It gives my mom a chance, my friends, all of our listeners, my daughter, my wife to see me every day on the screen, which is great. So high out there.
Crazy, crazy deal. Now, you know what's sad? We missed the 1-year anniversary or the 20-year anniversary of Me at the Zoo, the first ever YouTube video in 2005. I think it was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
I think it was November 11th.
We missed it. I celebrated it. I had a huge party. That day. I was watching that video over and over. I'm just kidding.
What goes on in that video?
It's just he's like in front of elephants. Yeah, play it. First YouTube video.
This is Me at the Zoo with young man standing in front of the elephants, the first ever YouTube video.
All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks, and that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
You know what's cool
they got
about
really
that?
long trunks.
You know what that in the first YouTube video, you know, and in sort of the tradition that would start with the internet, it was just a dude making a dirty joke, like, you know what I mean, like a joke, like, you know,
one dude making a nasty joke in front of the elephants.
Yeah,
who kind of looks like Armen Sarian.
The elephant or the dude? Oh, thank you.
I'm assuming the elephant.
Does the guy really look like me? I'm gonna check it
I
out.
mean, not spot on. It's more of just the hair. If your hair is in a little
I'll-
bit of a poofy look,
I'll pull it up.
with a good job.
Oh, I guess that could.
He does he's got a little Armen Sarian.
You know, it's the eyebrows.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Let's be honest.
It.
And all the
you're
Bear-
right. It's
and,
the eyebrows.
And all the Bears fans in my mentions the last week that have been trying to find something personal to take a shot at, and they go into the nose, and I understand it. Fair enough. You guys aren't ripping on my eyebrows enough. I got these big bushy eyebrows. I expect Bears fans to be a little bit better, a little bit more creative, and go after the eyebrows.
You're a young Eugene Levy over
Not
here.
just the nose. Exactly. A young Eugene Levy. Absolutely. I expect that a little bit. So they're going to step their game up. But yeah, it's the eyebrows, Billy. He does kind of look like me.
Grok is saying, me at the zoo guy, Jawed Karim, keeping it a low-key life these days, lives in Palo Alto, California, runs a small investment firm focusing on early stage tech and prioritizes privacy over the spotlight. He finished with his PhD at Stanford post YouTube sale and hasn't been in the headlines since. Still, that elephant commentary holds
All these
up.
super rich guys that popularize the greatest websites or all this, they all do that. They all live in Palo Alto and they got tech startups and they're angel, except for Zuckerberg. He's not exactly a low profile guy. But I think Jawed
He
Karim,
might be the exact opposite of a low-profile guy.
This guy's doing it right, and I wonder what his net worth is. It's got to be crazy.
I'm guessing it's pretty decent.
Let's see what he's.
I'm guessing it's pretty decent. I don't think he gets royalties. If I remember the sale of the company, though, he kind of got hosed in that deal.
So he's probably not like a billionaire like the other guys were. You know?
Should be, yeah. I don't believe he. I don't believe the sale was as positive in the language as it should have been in his.
He's probably $100 millionaire though. I would think he's probably doing fine. He's probably buying the king size Snickers when he goes to the store. I don't think he's gonna be hungry today.
I'll say this: I bet it's gonna be a good Christmas. I think it'll probably be a good holiday season in the house. I don't imagine that they're gonna be
even
hurting
if those
for any
property
cash.
taxes go up in Palo Alto. He's
Here's the
probably
thing,
gonna
though.
be all right.
It'll work still.
If he's living a low profile, it probably means Dave Ramsey be happy about his spending habits. He's probably not spending out of his. I don't think he's going bottle service at the club every week.
Yeah, he's not spending 2 first-round picks and $47 million
But do
a
you
year
think
on
he
Micah
could have made
Parsons.
the same amount of money being in the spotlight as opposed to this lifestyle that he chose?
Well, if he moves in silence like a real G, like
Yeah.
lasagna. I mean, if he moves in silence and he makes his investments and he invests in the right startups and all these things and property, you don't know. He could be making good investments and making his money work for him.
Okay.
Why not? I mean, what does this guy really need?
You think he's going to end up on broke?
I don't. I really don't. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't think that. I think he's got some. I think he's probably owns his house outright. Whatever. I mean, I know the Palo Alto real estate market's probably wild.
It can be tough. Yeah, no doubt about it.
But I'm sure he's gonna be fine. About that. Like I'm sure he's gonna pay the stocks and everything like that. But I think he's fine. Just my thought.
Wikipedia has him listed at $64 million.
Okay, he's good. He's fine. He doesn't need anything crazy.
Celebrity net worth has internet entrepreneur at a net worth of $300 million. So yeah, that'll play. I think $300 million.
I bet you if he owns a house in Palo Alto, that house is increasing in value. I'm just making the point. I think he's probably good.
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. Armen, we talked a lot about the first game on the Thursday slate. One of the maybe weirdest story, biggest story, somewhat covered story in the National Football League is Joe Burrow's coming back.
How about
coming
that?
up on Thursday?
And why? I mean, I say why.
The question I was just about to ask you, like we all want our favorite athletes to have a different level of competitive edge.
Right. Which he seems like, watching
Definitely
quarterback,
does.
he's got it.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
That's why you play any game like is potentially your last. And somebody that has had as many injury issues as Joe Burrow, maybe thinking just there's no promise of what my health might be like tomorrow for a guy that's had as many difficult injuries, season-ending injuries as him. But damn, they're 3-8.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Cue up Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. Hello.
Unless your season's over, though.
Here's
right?
the thing, though. Okay, he had a turf toe injury.
Turf toe injury.
So this is not
Had
like a
surgery on turf toe injury and is rehabbing back and is cleared and expected to start Thursday night as the Cincinnati Bengals somewhat try to keep their season alive as they go to the Baltimore Ravens.
Now, I don't want to diminish what turf toe is. It's a very painful, debilitating injury.
Brutal, yeah.
That I think because of whoever started naming it turf toe over time did a disservice to the injury because everyone's like, well, you injured your toe. It almost became like a joke.
Yes.
Like Devontae Adams, remember, was out for like 3 months with a toe. And you say to yourself, how could anybody a toe affect someone that much? But it's a sprain of the ligament base. So you tore a ligament. All right.
And
so
to Joe's version, the grade goes to the severity of the tear, where like it can damn near be off the bone.
And if your job is to be a professional football player, you have to take a lot of important steps with your foot. And if you have that much pain every time you step your foot,
allows your toe to flex, your big toe to go up and down. So think about every step you take, or
Probably
definitely
important.
sprinting,
Yeah.
being able to push any bit of traction you get off your big toe, which is your biggest anchor. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they named it turf toe once because they thought it was happening because of the artificial turf.
Because of the artificial turf. Yep.
So I don't.
There wasn't as much give, and you'd get stuck. I think it was.
I thought I had turf toe for a while after some of my walks because it was getting sore. And I don't want to say I'm not comparing myself to a professional athlete. I'm not. But my point is, it's not like an ACL though, or other injuries where you're like, boy, is this long term? Neck or something like that. He's healthy enough to play. But I love it because I'm all about the competition and the there's more than just championships. Like you go out for the honor, the respect, and the desire to compete as a professional athlete. You have pride in yourself. Pride in being there for your teammates, being there for your franchise. They're paying him a lot of money. I'm sure he feels a responsibility. And I feel like because of quarterback, you get to know Joe Burrow a little bit more. I watched that, and he's a really interesting cat. And I think he's a guy that's about the right stuff. He's an intelligent guy, and he clearly has a desire to go out, compete, and a desire to be the best, and desire to try to be one of the upper echelon quarterbacks in the league. So I'm sure when you're sitting around, you have that superpower, that talent, that ability, that skill, and you love doing it, it's probably not easy to sit around, Billy, and be out for so long. And then once you're healthy enough to play, just say, nah, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
I don't think that if you really, truly have the dog in you,
go
to
through all
level,
the rehab to get to this point and then not do it.
Also, it underestimates the ability of, let's say you packed in and waited till the offseason of next year. You want to start getting more of a rhythm going, I think, with your team and your teammates and your receivers. The other two most important players in that team are the two high-priced receivers. You want to get it going with them a little bit more, I think. So I think that, and look, you could always say until you're in this league, until you're technically out of the playoffs, and they're not, right? They're not eliminated yet. There's always a chance. And because I think they did it last year, Billy, where they came on the final day away from
eyelash away.
If a team lost, I can't remember what team
they
it was.
needed the Broncos to lose to Carson Wentz leading the Chiefs in Denver.
I mean, and there was Burrow on his couch.
They did not.
The last day they did their part, but they had to win like 5 or 6 in a row. So they got on that streak. I believe he thinks he can do it again. And if you can give yourself a team a chance and a city a chance and your franchise a chance, you're going to do it.
Bengals won 5 in a row last year, as Armen said, including an overtime game on Saturday after Christmas against the Broncos to give themselves a chance to make the playoffs. They ultimately did not. You could stack up Burrow's numbers against anybody in 2024, and numbers-wise would have had a very, very good chance in candidacy for the MVP.
Yeah, he was one of the best in the league. There's no question about it.
When he gets lost during the week 1 win against the Browns, the season also started with him playing the most in the preseason than he ever has. I think that's maybe one of the things that's kind of slept on and almost forgotten in the strange year that they've had. I mean, the story coming into the year for Zach Taylor and the Bengals, and you want to talk about a coach that's probably on the hot seat, that would definitely be one, even though your starting quarterback is lost for a majority of the year. They had I think they were like 1-9 in their first 2 weeks of the season in the last 4 or 5 seasons combined. They were awful in the first weeks of the year. Burrow played more in the preseason than he ever has combined. Comes out, doesn't roll against the Browns, but gets the injury in those first 2 weeks, and then is lost right out of the gates. And they've just been in flux. I mean, they've had a couple of their last 3 games have all been, or 3 of their last 4 games have all been 1-score games. They win one of those results, Armen. And it's a much different conversation with Burrow coming back because they're 3 games out with 6 to play. Difficult, but doable. I mean, right now they're like 4.5, 5 games back with a couple of tiebreakers against them. They get to face the teams that they got to leap. Like they got to leap Buffalo. They get to play them. They get 2 of the next 3 games against Baltimore, who don't look completely unbeatable, but it's just a fascinating decision. And it shows that you mentioned the money factor. We talked a lot about the Bengals and their finances in the beginning of the season. I also wonder what the Mike Brown factor is here, because we are paying you $55 million. And if you are ready to come, You are ready to play. And we have 3 home games left in the final part of the year. We would like to see number 9 there in front of the home fans. I wonder if that was some of the pressure coming through.
You know, that's an amazing point. I mean, that ownership is kind of well known for being frugal
to say the least.
And
yeah.
I want to get the most juice out of the orange here. Like, I understand that. Now, would he require him to play to get his? I don't know if legally he could do that. You know, but maybe there is some language in the contract where he's like, you know what, I don't want to put any of my chickens at stake here. I'm going to go play so boss man doesn't have a chance.
Well, and it would be super counterintuitive to what all fans would be saying of like, hold on, if we're going to win something next year, the last thing we want to do is him get hurt against the Arizona Cardinals in week 17 when nobody gives a rip about the game.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, was he the one that said, hey, I don't want to play.
I don't want to pay a guy in jail.
So maybe Burrow's like, well, he's like, I'm going to play. So
it was either him or Jerry Jones that said he could walk cross street, get hit by a car.
Yeah, anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
Right.
He's guy.
Right.
It was incredible stuff. It was incredible stuff. Mike Brown needs a microphone in front of him.
That's so true, Billy. Yeah, absolutely. So that is an interesting storyline, and I'll say this: I don't put it past Joe Burrow to go on a run at all, especially with those guys, especially with how talented their team does seem to be. Still,
do you think
the quarterback position,
the teams that are in front in the AFC also give you reason to think you can? Like,
oh yeah,
the Broncos, who have been kind of feel fraudulent. The Patriots are very, very good, but
I mean, what's happened in the
fourth place team last year?
Well, you tell me what's even happened in the AFC North. I mean, the Steelers are tied for first with the Ravens right now. All right, so the Steelers were in first, but Aaron didn't play, and how good really are they? The Ravens were booty cheeks until they won 5 in a row because Lamar came back. So obviously they're a different outfit with Lamar, but that is true. You know, it's 3-8 is 3-8. All right. So I'm not going to sit here and say that teams are really thinking about the Bengals yet until they start going on a run. But, you know, the Patriots are 10-2. People still wonder about them a little bit. But yeah, the Broncos, it's a wide open AFC. I think that's totally fair to say because the usual suspects are still fighting for their playoff lives. You know, speaking of Kansas City and obviously Buffalo and things like that. So, and the other heavy hitters in the league, like Jacksonville, your boys. So, you know, something like that. So it's a wide open AFC right now. It's very interesting.
Dan Orlovsky put out a tweet yesterday that I felt so seen in when he was talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence.
They're 7-4.
He said, man, Trevor Lawrence has some throws on tape that you look at and he looks like the best player at the position in football.
Thinking this was the guy. This was the guy.
He has 3 or 4 throws a game that he looks like it's his first start in the NFL. It's a roller coaster ride, but if he ever gains consistency, hey, they said the same thing about Sam Darnold.
You know, and isn't that the challenge right now of judging NFL quarterbacks is they all kind of to a level reduce mistakes. Like there's a big economy in the middle of these guys that don't throw a lot of picks anymore, that have good moments, that can run the offense. So sometimes you're like, man, we got the right guy. Sometimes it's like, you know, if there's a guy in a good offense that's throwing on time, that's hitting his progressions, you're like, man, this guy can do it. And the arm talent's there for Lawrence. You wait for a guy like that to put it all together. And then when he is doing it, you ask yourself, well, is he putting it together or not? Like, is this what greatness is supposed to look like? It's a lot of we talk so much here with Jordan Love and the Packers about Jordan, and there's so much conversation about Jordan. Is he the guy? Is he great? Is he not? Is he good? Is he not? Like, there's so many guys that you just don't know on because we nitpick them so much to see if they're really that guy. From drive to drive, from throw to throw, it's like, well, he threw it out of bounds. That was inaccurate. He can't be the guy. Or like there are some games when he's like, man, he had 20 completions in a row. And we're like, well, he could be the MVP. I said that. So it's hard these days to seem to separate who's really doing it great from that position because the margin of error is so thin. And I think, Billy, a lot of these quarterbacks are doing a better job than ever at reducing mistakes, at running the offense, not hurting their team. So it's like, how do we judge between 32 of them?
The position hasn't been played I think both things can be true. The position hasn't been played at a higher level consistently in the history of the sport. It also might be more difficult now to judge and rank quarterbacks than ever before.
So difficult.
Because everybody is like, the baseline is a certain level of good. Maybe unless you're Geno Smith this year.
You know what? And teams aren't able to hit big plays anymore.
Or J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, well, of course.
Sorry, I just had to.
So true.
It was just sitting right there.
But like the guys that would jump off the page and be obvious MVPs were like getting 40, 35, because they were getting so many big plays throughout the year. It's so hard for teams to hit explosives anymore.
Yeah.
I sound like Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper.
Terry
What are we gonna
Bradshaw, outlaw the 2 high safety. I
remember glory days in the
Glory
National
days,
Football
Joe
League.
Namath.
Got Lynn Swann streaking down the field. Terry Bradshaw, big arm,
Boys
big
went
butt,
deep.
throws the ball down the field. Pittsburgh Steelers getting touchdowns, eating through a really, really soft underbelly of a defense that you're facing off against the Dallas Cowboys in the 1979 Super Bowl.
Lynn
Was it
Swann,
Super Bowl?
the sideline reporter during the Bourbon Bowl. That guy?
That one.
Sounds about right. We talked about the 1993 Packers and Lions playoff game. 2 individuals that were a part of that game. Make sure that I'm right here on that one. One individual that was a part of that game up for consideration and nomination into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They just fired out the semifinalists for the Hall of Fame. Give you those on the other side, as well as flip it back to Packers and Lions. Get ready for Thursday. It's a beautiful week in the good land. Happy Thanksgiving week from all of us on No BS. It's Billy and Sarian on the game.
Stay tuned.
You do like to grab attention.
No BS will be back in just a moment.
After a weekend in Nevada, the Milwaukee Admirals return home Wednesday when they host the Iowa Wild for the first time this season.
Hits the Rockford line, delays. Afanasiev in the slot. He shoots and scores. Igor Afanasiev.
Pre-game coverage at 6:30, face-off at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and the iHeartRadio app.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1967.
In January of 1967, Los Angeles band The Doors released their debut album, which eventually goes to number 2, and features the single Light My Fire, which goes to number 1 in July. The Rolling Stones released Ruby Tuesday, an ode to a groupie written by Keith Richards. The song takes them to number 1 in the U.S. in March. And San Francisco band The Jefferson Airplane released the surrealistic Pillow album, scoring 2 top 10 hits with White Rabbit and Somebody to Love.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
In March of 67, Buffalo Springfield re-releases their debut album to include the hit single For What It's Worth. In April of 67, Give Me Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group goes to number 7 in the U.S., with vocals by 17-year-old Steve Winwood. And in May, Elvis Presley marries his 21-year-old girlfriend Priscilla in Las Vegas. In May, Mitch Ryder hits number 4 with Devil with a Blue Dress, Good Golly Miss Molly. And the Jimi Hendrix Experience released their debut in the UK. In July, they toured the U.S. as the opening act for the Monkees in support of the U.S. album release.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1967, coming up.
There's always an emphasis on the casualties in Korea. That if this necessity with which we are faced is not met, that the casualties in Korea will be one small drop in a bucket.
Now, a year in rock spotlight from 1977.
September of 77, American duo Steely Dan released their 6th album, Asia. It goes to number 3 in the States on the strength of 2 top 20 hits, Peg and Deacon Blues. In October, the major label debut album by Meatloaf is released. Hits number 14 in the U.S. and goes on to be one of the best-selling albums of all time. Leonard Skinner released the album Street Survivor. 3 days later, singer Ronnie Van Zant and 2 other band members were killed in a plane crash. The album goes to number 5 in the States, and the single What's Your Name hits number 13.
What's your name, little girl? What's your name?
In November, Eric Clapton's Slow Hand is released. It goes to number 2, driven by 3 hit singles, Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, and Lay Down Sally.
Lay down, Sally, and rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to?
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1977, coming up.
Members of the Democrat Party here have been intimating that they know of some subversive on the staff investigating communists. I have asked Mr. Symington point blank to tell us whether he knew of any such subversive. He runs away.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Carlos Santana.
to talk about keeping his sound real.
Yeah, we learned that from Buddy Guy, and we learned that from Ari King and Freddie King and B.B. King, all of the Kings, that the way you stand, like Rambo in the old days when he was going to level a town, you got to stand like you mean it, and then you're going to get a sound, because it comes from your limbs, comes from your fingers, and it comes from your. It's a sound that is beyond pedals again, It might enhance a little bit, but you don't want to use too many pedals because it's like putting too much makeup. Then you can't really see your face, and then you start looking like Bozo the Clown or Ronald McDonald. You don't want to look like that because God gave you your own identity, your own unique individuality of sound. Why would you want to mask that?
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Carlos Santana and all your favorite artists.
I certainly do. As soon as I get within range of Milwaukee, I pop your station on the radio so that I can listen to you throughout my stay down there.
Animals need friends. For a list of 10 easy things you can do to brighten their lives, please write People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. That's Peter, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510. Thanks.
Well, I shot my shot, boys.
Look at you.
I shot my shot.
Influencer sorry and getting out here.
Don't worry, Laura. I don't mean with a girl. Don't worry.
Whoa.
Don't worry.
Shoot or shoot.
I'll keep
hold
shooting
on.
for you on weekends.
I shot my shot to homage.
You got Nick Young over here?
No.
Sorry.
Why is Iggy?
There's only one
single?
woman for me. What's that?
I said, is Iggy still single? We're
Is
talking
who?
Nick Young. Never mind.
Shut up, D'Angelo Russell. Let's stop putting everybody's air out there.
Oh, I have a picture with her because she came to the station.
Right.
When that happened. This was like 8 years ago.
Why did I not work here then?
That was 2 formats ago for the old.
I was gonna say, that was
like 97.3.
Well, no. Well,
it
was not. It was now.
I think it was Radio Now
Before us, and then now.
Almost.
They brewed something in between there too.
Yeah, almost in brew days.
So, so I shot my shot with Homage, the sportswear company
that fired up
I
the
tweeted
newest Packers starter jacket.
I just tweeted I'm interested in the collab. DM. I should have said DM for details.
DM me.
I'm gonna delete and retweet.
No, don't do that.
I'm gonna delete and repost.
And repost it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
fire
delete
it back
and repost.
in there.
Because they have to know they can DM
And then
me.
you'll get 2 notifications, a better chance that they'll look at it and be like, you know what? I definitely want to collab with Armin.
Gosh,
Sorry.
that's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea.
We also were asked about a collab potentially by
let's go.
A very, very important figure in Wisconsin sports. Sam Decker had posted something earlier on today about just an amazing photo of Ray Allen in the old Bucks purple, clapping back at somebody who got into a altercation with him.
Mm-hmm.
There was a debate online, apparently, that I was missing yesterday that I really, really wish I would have been a part of. Tony Jones, who covers the Sixers, got into it. There was a legitimate back and forth of who is a better player.
Love this.
Ray Allen or Gilbert Arenas. It all stemmed from the Klay Thompson, Ja Morant disrespect bowl. Did you see that over the weekend?
Sort of, yeah.
Where
I
Ja
sort of
Morant
commented
was
it.
looking and laughing at Klay Thompson, pointed at him and said, "You're a bum now." Klay's like, "Well, he's never won anything, and it's fine. He can do what he wants.
Yeah,
that's fine." It all rolled through of like ring culture has destroyed objectivity. Last time I checked, the objective of sports is to win at the highest level, aka championships. That's what Klay did. Ja's not on Klay's level, so Klay is better than Anthony Edwards.
So this
Somebody
is like
clapped in.
this is
just
like
a good old fashioned. My guy's better than your guy.
Yeah.
Get into a conversation with old school athletes. Every debate will come into my best team in high school would have beat your best team in high school.
Sure, yeah, and this is basically a talent bag versus accomplishments and production, right? Isn't that what it is? Because if you're judging production, accomplishments, and still, my opinion, ability. But if you're just judging production, there's no question Ray Allen's better than Gilbert Arenas.
So
there's zero question. But some would want to argue that, like in a one-on-one situation, Gilbert Arenas has quote unquote more bag, which I think is the dumbest argument ever. It doesn't matter what bag you have to produce to winning, right? That's my opinion. Go ahead.
Something called Coach Vaughn, educator, mentor, father, head basketball coach for the Caroline High School girls varsity basketball team.
All right, now
pro
no
skills Richmond team and skills coach.
No disrespect to them, but whatever he's going to say might be wrong, but no disrespect.
But just just knows some ball, Right. In the Clay to Anthony Edwards, my man said, "Show me a ring that Ants won." He goes, "This is ring culture." Proving my point. It's like saying Ray Allen is a better player than Gilbert Arenas. He's objectively not. He's just more accomplished than he seemed to get dragged by saying Ray Allen was 100% a better basketball player than Gilbert Arenas. Full stop. Everybody rolled through there and said Gilbert. And then the one that Sam Decker got into it was Gilbert carried a team. Ray never did that. He was not a better player. And then Sam said, well, say that to the greatest team of my childhood.
Yeah. And he put a picture up
of Ray shooting from the corner in the 0-1 Eastern Conference Finals, where I think he had 48?
He had a nasty game 6. He had a crazy amount of threes, and it was a huge game. Now,
also high flying Ray Allen is something nobody will ever remember.
He was in the dunk contest. People don't remember that. Now, I want. There's a lot to unpack here.
41.
I want to be. Thank
41,
you.
Yes.
He had like 8 threes in the first half. Mm-hmm. I want to be very careful here because with a lot to unpack. I think what's going on here, first of all, I appreciate the guy trying to have a conversation, a sports conversation on Twitter. That's what we do. He's getting ratioed pretty bad, which he should be. I mean, I think most people would disagree with this take.
He's getting dunked on pretty good.
He's allowed to have an opinion on what he thinks. I think a lot of what's going on here is people remember Ray from his spot-up shooting day. Like when Ray later in his career with the Celtics and with the Heat was a great specialist at that point, right? He was a great three-point shooter. He wasn't the complete player that we saw in his young days with Milwaukee, and I would argue Seattle. His 4 years in Seattle were probably some of his peak years as a pro. I mean, unfortunately, we lost
those numbers.
Those
are unreal.
Numbers are crazy. We lost those years, but he was a complete guard. When he was young, he was a complete guard. We saw that. Young Ray Allen, he could drive. He could obviously shoot from anywhere. He had great ability as a shooter, but a great ability to square up from anywhere, to pull up, which is very important at the time in the early to mid 2000s. And Billy, he could take balls to the rack. He dunked over T-Mac in the playoffs in 01.
Yeah.
He could do all those things. Ray just becomes such a great specialist later in his career. It's like saying Vince Carter played so long and so late in his career, became a great role player, shooter, things like that, that you will forget the peak athleticism Vince Carter. So if the argument is Gilbert Arenas has this bag, this and that, please go back and watch some of the early Ray Allen games. Ray just lasted longer than Gilbert. So you remember Ray now as this three-point specialist, where during those parts of his career, all Gilbert was doing was losing money on planes and starting podcasts. Like, that's just the reality. That's what it was. That's how that argument started with the strap when they were getting strapped up.
Javaris Crittenton.
Right. That's how it started. So congrats to Gilbert Arenas on having a podcast that gets engagement.
That's very successful.
It does.
Very successful.
It gets engagement. Yes. It does all these things. Part of the reason stuff like this, but
it's rather hilarious, to be honest, as well. They do some good stuff. They fire out some good content.
And my man, Coach Vaughn, whoever you are, like, I wish you well. You're allowed to have a basketball opinion and take on players. That's what makes sports fun, as we talk about it. But I just personally, respectfully disagree very highly. You talk about a guy, Ray Allen, that's in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, that has say what you want about advanced analytics. He has 3 times the win shares. Yeah. 3 times the win shares. Now, to this guy's point, he did mention that he was more accomplished, which is the point I'm making, obviously. But I would say that's the point of it. When you make 10 All-Star games in the league, that's the point. Could he win every game against Gilbert Arenas one-on-one? I'm not sure. They'd probably go back and forth in their primes. I bet Ray would win a lot of them because he can make shots from anywhere.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point is how can you help teams win?
Yeah, and also it's just I think they're 2 different comparisons. Yeah. Right? Like Gilbert Arenas was a great player. Ray Allen was a great player. One, they play different positions. This is the same deal that they're struggling with in Clay and John Moran. So numbers are going to be difficult.
Yep.
One led the NBA in a very important stat like 5 different times in his career.
5 different. He was the best.
That's just
the best.
I struggle when you weren't the best at anything in the league to say that you were better than somebody that was a complete player on that side. But we also have some affinity for Ray Allen. I also just like that we can get into good knockout, drag out basketball and sports debates.
It's great.
And people can start taking pot shots at my man Coach Vaughn's basketball team. Hey, we're cheering on for the Caroline High School girls basketball team.
Billy,
we might keep track on how Coach Vaughn's basketball team does later on in the year.
Billy, by the time Gilbert Arenas was done in the league at age 30, Ray was averaging 26 a game and making 8 threes a game, making 3.5 threes a game in this league.
Not comparable.
You just can't compare. Now, he played longer, and maybe some of that's being blessed with health and these things. It's also being blessed with keeping your body right, with keeping your skills right, with being a professional, which Ray always was.
Oh, Ray
was focused on his craft. He was obsessed with working. He was kind of that Reggie Miller kind of mentality, that whole like he would always work,
Speaking of keeping yourself healthy, that is something that Ray Allen is doing now, as him and his wife have their new venture. If I remember reading this correctly a couple of years ago, they're trying to start like a chain of somewhat healthier fast food restaurants.
Good luck.
Let's see how that works. I like that.
It's an interesting dynamic. But yeah, it was no one knows. Well, listen, have you ever gone to any other fast food restaurant nowadays? Nothing's cheap.
You're absolutely right.
So yeah, it was. I do remember the story that I read there a couple of years ago, and it was doing decently well. But he also was a phenomenal man in the community. Like our friend Aaron in Carolina said, being a great professional basketball player also means a great person on and off the floor. Ray never pulled a gun on a teammate. Plus, he's got rings. Well, both of those are
I don't
true.
know if Gilbert pulled a gun. He just brought the gun, plural,
I was
into
gonna
the
say
locker
multiple,
room,
yeah,
and then made it aware that they were there.
I think he said, "Pick which one you want me to shoot you with."
Okay, yeah, maybe that is.
I believe that's getting close. I believe that was the alleged quote, but I'm not positive.
And he did not work as hard as.
And I did not watch The Untold because those series suck.
Yeah,
those are horrendous.
Walter Ray Allen.
I'm done after watching and getting sucked into the Gator one.
Oh, they're not good. They're not good.
The Florida one, I was so excited for.
That was the worst.
So excited for that one.
They basically ended when they interviewed Brandon Spike, like 3 guys, like whatever.
Tim Tebow Slobfest, and
oh my gosh,
more glowing for Urban Meyer than he had at his own steakhouse. 877-794-1973.
Oh, did you see that?
Grown is the restaurant. Yeah,
never mind with the
Urban's shirt is still out. We saw that photo.
He got inducted into the Florida Hall of Fame, or the Wall of whatever at down in Gainesville this weekend, and someone pointed out that undershirt looks quite familiar. Is that the one where he was having the lady have a seat on his lap?
Just might have been.
He just wore under the quarter zip. No one could tell, right? Everyone figured it out.
No one's.
Oh, it's hilarious.
How we got into that conversation was I was filling you in about the potential collab that we were looking at having on No BS all the way back before we started. We got into the debate that was having online.
I've officially asked homage for the collab. Yeah. So.
Sorry.
Oh, that collab. Oh,
that
I'm
collab.
sorry.
Yes. Come on, get yourself in there.
It's about me. It's about me and my gear, Billy.
877-794-1973. Zach on the YouTube stream said, according to Doug Russell yesterday, he said 9-11 was carry the G. Yeah, Zach, that's wrong. And that was 1,000% my problem right here, because Mike Witt asked, will there be Carry the G radio here today? There will not be Carry the G radio here today. Some travel issues for our friend Aaron Nagler, some reporting problems by your boy Billy Schmid, not being able to relay the message at a particular point in time. So then Doug Russell did know that. Zach, you're right. Doug did say that there was going to be Carry the G radio from 9 to 11. Then Doug found out in the middle of last night that there is not Carry the G radio from 9 to 11, because I was supposed to relay that information to him last week. I did not. So that's why, yes, you are correct. He did say that yesterday. I'm telling you right now, we're here until 10, and they're going to start up at 10, and it's going to be a full broadcast day and a regular one here today on the game. It's going to be a spectacular one to be able to enjoy.
I can't wait, Billy. We're going to have a great time. Sorry, I'm tweeting at Coach Vaughn, but yeah. It's gonna be great. No care that I'm sorry. I'm back, guys. Don't worry.
Split attention over here.
Here's the other thing about this, really quick.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I love you, Sam, but he didn't carry the Bucks, man. That Bucks team was more than just Ray. Ray was a great player, maybe the best on the team at that point. But Glenn was great, Sam was great, Tim was great, Urban Johnson was great. These are my guys. Okay, so that was a great team. All right, that's all I have to say.
As I was trying to get to,
sorry.
Evan Gabriel tweeted at Sam Decker and said, would love to hear you, Sam, on your guys' radio show for a weekly spot on Badger Hoops. Sam Decker said, I'm in. Now, after you just shot him down 4 different times in that way and try to disrespect him as one of the greatest Wisconsin high school basketball players of all time, I doubt he's going to.
I didn't disrespect him. I just disagreed with him. I would love to have Sam on.
877-794-1973. It's no BS on the game.
Now that the party is 97.3 The Game. This is what's trending in Milwaukee now.
The Badgers football team will try to close out 2025 on a high note against arch rival Minnesota on Saturday. On Monday, we got some clarity on would-be starting quarterback Billy Edwards' mysterious injury suffered way back in week 1.
I suffered a grade 3 PCL sprain, which is a complete tear. It wasn't as linear of a rehab. Maybe on paper, a pretty significant injury. You know, a lot of the research and a lot of people that I've been able to reach out to, and whether it's our team doctors and a lot of people that I've been able to reach out to and get information from, it's not I want to say a career-ending injury. It's a tear in a major ligament in your knee, and it's going to take time to be able to recover.
The Badgers and Gophers kick off at 2:30 on Saturday in Minneapolis. And the Bucks lose last night to the Trailblazers 115-103. Milwaukee has dropped 5 straight. I'm Doug Russell on the Game Radio Network.
Want to watch No BS?
We'll do anything it takes.
They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
We have a place for it.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
Here come the Brewers. They got the world on the run. Here
It's April 1973. Friday Night TV means such must-sees as The Brady Bunch, The Odd Couple, and Love American Style. On the radio, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Steely Dan have their first hit, Do It Again. Not long before their induction, co-founder Donald Fagen recalled an item he wasn't able to donate to the Cleveland Museum.
My parents live in Cleveland, and my niece, Emily, practices piano on the same piano I learned on. It's very cheap Acrosonic Spinet. They were going to get a new piano, so they said, well, what do you want us to do with your old piano? I said, well, I don't want to ship it back here. I tell you what, let me call the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and see if they want it. And they said they didn't have room for it, so I had to ship it back to New York.
Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
Bernie Brewer is going to be in a very unique device.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Elton John to reflect on a day in the life of writing and producing the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album in France.
We all stayed at the Shadow in bedrooms, along with my producer, Gus Dudgeon, and Bernie, who wrote the lyrics. And I used to get up, and same time as Bernie, I went down to breakfast. Bernie would be typing, not Bernie Taupin, and he would give me a lyric. And I would have my breakfast, and I would have a croissant, and wander over to the electric piano. We had our instruments set up around the breakfast table, a guitar amp, a bass amp, and a drum kit, and the electric piano, and a mic. And I would sit down and write a song to those lyrics. Hence, then, could I'd wake the band up, because I'd be playing and singing, and they'd come down and having their breakfast, or even before they started, they would join in, and we would write the song straight away. After we'd finished, we'd go straight over to the other side. Maybe we write 2, but mostly 1. Start the day off with a song, and go off to the other side of the courtyard to the studio and record the song, and then write in the studio.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Elton John and all your favorite artists.
As a result of not surrendering the ball on their principles, I was terminated for violating Brewer ground crew regulations of not keeping any baseballs or Brewer property.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Steely Dan songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, A19. She thinks I'm crazy, but I'm just growing old. Hey, 19. Now we got nothing in common. We can't dance again. We can't talk at all.
2. Do it again.
Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
Number 1. Reeling in the Years.
Are you reeling in the years? Stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine?
Hear more from Steely Dan and similar artists now. Search for Steely Dan on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Andy Mapp is a bird on Sesame Street. Tall, lean, and he's got webbed feet. No, that's not true.
Welcome back. It's No BS on the Game. Billy and Sarian with you. 877-794-1973. One way to interact with the show, or you can hit us up on the YouTube stream like our friend Dobler does. We got into a nice conversation about the high-priced accessibility of sports and going to games. Well, our friend Dobler shouted us out, Armen, and said, all of these overpriced leagues will take a hit next year after the World Cup energizes the youth and MLS gains popularity due to affordability.
All right. Go off, Billy. Give me your take on how soccer is going to take over the American sports landscape. I like soccer. Yeah. I really do. I really enjoy it. I like to, when there's occasion for it, I do enjoy watching it. I'm not like one of these guys that will say, oh, it's boring, it stinks. I'm not. I get it fired up for the World Cup. But the reality was that was supposed to happen 30 years ago. When the U.S. hosted the World Cup in 94, it was like the soccer generation where the kids, the soccer moms and all that stuff. It was the sport of the future, and it surely has become popular. But the idea that in America and in American leagues, it's going to overtake the majors, it hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen, I don't think. Now, the problem is the best leagues in the world of every major sport are here except for soccer.
Yes.
And that's
100%.
Not the case, obviously, with the MLS. So respect to my man Dobler. We appreciate you chiming in always. I don't think it's going to happen. But
I would be stunned.
Yeah, I'd be stunned. So
the issue is, and you're right. Now, I also think one of the combatants to it would be the best athletes growing up playing soccer or basketball. Or if you're one of the best athletes in your grade, are you going to be playing soccer or football? Now, there's many players that are probably going to, and I think Dobler's not 1,000% off base because unlike in 94, there wasn't the fear and trepidation from moms of putting their kids into a football uniform. There wasn't as much of a holdback to say, I don't really know that I want my 13-year-old playing full contact tackle football. Hell, I got signed up to play tackle football when I was 11 years old, fourth grade.
It wasn't as much of a concern yet.
That wasn't necessarily. Now people would look very, very sideways at my mom, even though I was the one that said, I'm not playing flag football or soccer again. And they told me politely to not come back to the YMCA flag football league. So I think I got to figure out something else to do.
Sure.
Now there's, for every Bill Schmidt who's 48 pounds over the weight limit, there's a number of different kids that are normal sized growing adolescents and youth, and they might play a lot more soccer. So I don't think Dobler's 1,000% off base. The tough thing will be, and this is where soccer to take that quantum leap, to use a Brewers tag, in American sports culture, the best athletes got to be playing here. Like when the best players who are American,
so true,
then still go and play overseas, that then becomes a difficult thing. Not that we don't all watch, right? Like if you are a soccer fan, Premier League action is on all morning long on Saturdays and Sundays and Wednesdays and Tuesdays over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You get over there, they're always watching round ball. But it hasn't fully gotten into the ecosystem because of what you said about the MLS. It's just not that great. Now, the accessibility, he says affordability, accessibility for MLS. They had a big problem. They sold to Apple TV.
Oh, Billy.
Trademarked it to Apple TV.
Good angle here, yeah.
Big time sell. Then they get Lionel Messi. Sweet. I got Apple TV. I'm actually going to watch Messi. He's playing in America for Inter Miami, I believe.
Miami.
Hold up. You got to buy another $25 a month MLS package on Apple TV or $25 for the season MLS package?
Not going to happen.
I ain't doing that.
No chance. Bro.
That was the part that the accessibility to the affordability, there wasn't a full intersection. Now they've merged onto the freeway.
Yeah.
I believe the latest deal, to Dobler's point, though, does have, you can watch any MLS game you want on Apple TV. So different strokes for different folks. If you got Apple TV because you're watching the morning show or Ted Lasso, boom, you got every single game that you could possibly want from the Seattle Sounders. And maybe there will be a lot more folks that do. I really hope it does, because I would like America to dominate all sports.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it'd be cool.
I will be overly patriotic at any point in time when it comes to America dominating the sports ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I want soccer to catapult over La Liga. I want the MLS to be better than the Bundesliga. Take that BVD or BVB, whatever that logo is of the sweet yellow and black team in Bundesliga. Chelsea, Arsenal. I don't care. I want America to be the best one. It's not. I think it's got a long way to go. I will believe it when I see it, but I will be pulling for it.
I think there's a couple of problems with MLS and why it hasn't become more popular. I think people that have the deep love of the sport of soccer like the promotion and relegation of teams that in Europe, and we don't do that here.
Like their product. It's good.
They like their product. Yeah. The product's better. We see MLS as a minor league sport, even though it's the highest professional league in soccer in the U.S. It doesn't have the best players, like you said, Billy. So if it was just about that and affordability, then more people would be watching the Nashville Sounds than the Pat Brewers. But that's not going to happen because people still want to see the top product. And even though in the U.S. it's not the top soccer product in the world. And that's a unique position to be in. As you said, maybe one day we can get there. I'm not sure if we can. It's going to be an uphill battle.
It might be in our kids' lifetimes.
It's got to be more popular culturally in the U.S., which it isn't. But obviously one grows because of the other.
You know what is popular? Watching the U.S. women's national team.
Absolutely.
Listen, I think that's the game that people mostly care about. Like
we
got the World Cup. I want the women's World Cup.
We win those. I mean, I want
they
both.
can keep the men's World Cup somewhere else. Let's get the women's World Cup because we win that one.
I can't agree with that. I mean, I love the World Cup. I think the men's World Cup is a bigger deal, but we do win the women's World Cup.
I want the one that we're going to win, though.
Well, sure, I'd like both, but I think you gotta have it get better. Then you gotta work toward winning, right, Billy? It's a process.
I'm cheering for the boys. Are we going to be better this year? Tied Uruguay, did I see, or did they beat Uruguay?
I don't know. Every time, no, I think they won because Antonio's kid.
Oh, that's right, Antonio Freeman's son, helping us win.
Alex Freeman had a
the
couple.
Americans.
Who's on the
Let's
national
go.
team.
Come on.
I just feel like we do this every year with the national team in soccer. It's always like, oh, we're going to get better. We're going to be good. And then we roll up and lose to somebody cheeks or tie somebody.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
All due respect to Ghana, I think they nipped us in that one World Cup a number of years ago.
Well, Ghana said the U.S. is in trouble.
The 16.
Yeah.
I don't know where the U.S. is, but the U.S. is in trouble. 614 said college football should do a promotion and relegation like Premier League does.
People are into this relegation.
I could very much. It's a non-zero. Like I could see there being a time and place where it got close to that level. I don't know that it full on goes through because of how much money there is involved. Mike, me.
I think Mike Witt wants to know who's the better soccer player.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't need to read that one. I was the better soccer player.
I mean, I'll try.
Yeah, one year, 7 goals is what it is.
Really?
Yeah. What it is.
Maybe I should have been
Parkview Parochial League. It was pretty intense.
Oh, it was tough in Wales Corners.
It was pretty intense stuff.
You playing St. Mary's? Who are you playing?
I was playing for St. Mary's. Thank you very much.
You were St.
I was
Mary's.
going to Greenfield, playing at St. John's.
St. John's, St. Alphonsus was
St.
And we
were handing them a bunch of L's. Holy Apostles, they caught this.
St. Rita. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Listen,
1 goal scored as goalie.
Maybe I should have been a keeper. Is that legal? Can you score?
I just punted the ball as far as possible. Again, I was the biggest kid. Like it definitely wasn't very fair.
Was it like watching Andy Reid during the pass punt and kick
That's
competition?
it. Yeah, definitely very much so.
I was not like the other.
Yeah, I was definitely like a decent 3 or 4 inches taller and probably 40 pounds heavier than everybody else.
It's important. Sorry, you were in a run there, Bill.
Kind of unfair.
Yeah.
I totally forgot what it was, but
That's
Mike
okay.
Witt's question had to get dropped in there.
No, I had to.
Better soccer player, Billy Armen, probably me.
Should've been a
The college
keeper.
football relegation thing.
Yes.
Quickly before we hit a break. The only reason I don't think it could happen is because of the amount of sheer money involved in like a Ole Miss, right? Lane Kiffin story is going on right now. Ole Miss is not going to get outbid for Lane Kiffin. They're not going to get outspent for Lane Kiffin.
Yep.
There's going to be you can have 58,000 people in your stadium. One can have 107,000 and a live tiger on the sidelines, right? Like there might be a difference here with the Gators and a 95,000 people stadium in Ben Griffin at the Swamp.
The hype level.
There's a hype level and there's a difference as to the tradition. There's just so much money involved with all of the institutions and how much money the institutions count upon that cash to, be equitable. And I don't think that could happen at that point. Do need to give a shout out right here to our friend Joe Brunner, as Jeff Saturday on Get Up is highlighting Darion Dupree's 84-yard touchdown run, and watching Joe Brunner absolutely pancake this poor linebacker for the Illinois Fighting Illini. And the best thing is Brunner just like surfs on him right over as he lays him completely out.
What is that called? Where you lay on him like a seal? Come on, I'm trying to think of the term. Quinn Miners used to do this where you just lay dudes out and then just kind of like lay on them like a seal.
I would
The
not.
seal would be a good one.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that was just a whitewater thing.
Yeah, clearly. I think that's partly what it was.
I think he might have made seal sounds, but I'm not sure.
Well, what's a sea
Maybe
lion?
he didn't. Never mind.
Is a sea lion and a seal or
No,
different
it's
animals?
seal.
I think a sea lion would be the one then.
Oh, maybe it was a sea lion.
I've just no idea.
877-794-1973.
Mammals or fish?
I think mammals.
Okay.
All right. There we go. 877-794-1973. We'll look it up. We'll have that answer into hour number 4. We'll continue on whatever this is. It's no BS on the game.
Go on, take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run.
Miss an hour of no BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1971.
The Doors released their 6th and final studio album, LA Woman, while Paul McCartney releases his 2nd solo album, Ram, which goes to #1 UK and #2 US. The album includes several jibes at John Lennon and the #1 single, Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey. In May of '71, soul singer Marvin Gaye releases his concept album What's Going On and has 3 top 10 singles. And Rod Stewart's 3rd solo album goes #1 and has a #1 single, Maggie May.
Maggie, I wish I'd never seen your face.
In July of '71, The Who releases Who's Next. It tops the charts in the UK and goes to #4 in the US.
Teenage wasteland, oh yeah. Teenage wasteland. They're all wasted.
The Allman Brothers released their breakthrough live double album at Fillmore East. And in August, the concert for Bangladesh, organized by George Harrison and Ravi Shankar, is held in New York City. In addition to the organizers, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Badfinger, Leon Russell, and Billy Preston appear.
Feel my guitar gently weep.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1971. Coming up.
Tucker Ashcraft lines up in the backfield. Lance Mason motions to the right, hand off. Darion Dupree, 15-20. Dupree, 25, breaks the tackle, 30, 35, 40. Darion Dupree to the 50, in the clear, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Wisconsin! Darion Dupree, 84 yards.
Now, a year in rock spotlight from 1976.
Bob Dylan releases his album Desire. It goes to #1 in the States, thanks mainly to significant radio airplay for the single Hurricane.
Couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game.
Scottish sensations the Bay City Rollers finally score a hit in the U.S. with the #1 single Saturday Night.
Saturday night.
In February, former Steve Miller Band member Boz Scaggs has a number 2 U.S. album with Silk Degrees. Peter Frampton hits number 1 with his double live album Frampton Comes Alive. It would become the best-selling album of 1976.
I want you, show me the way, every day. I want you, show me the way, night and day.
In March, Irish hard rockers Thin Lizzy's 6th album Jailbreak scores them a number 12 hit single with The Boys Are Back in Town.
The boys are back in town again. Them hanging down at the nose.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1976 coming up.
Join us Saturday. The axe is up for grabs against the rival Gophers. Our coverage begins at 12:30.
Now we'll get rolling.
On your home for Wisconsin football.
In Milwaukee, hear all the action on 95.7 Big FM.
iHeartRadio. Soundtrack. Flashback.
John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Name a better duo. 1978's Grease had a soundtrack full of hit songs in their own right and a few created just for the film, like Hopelessly Devoted to You.
For more great movie soundtrack hits, check out Popcorn Radio on the iHeartRadio app.
On a quick snap, second down. Favre with daylight and time. Goes for the whole thing. Touchdown! Green Bay leads. Brett Favre, 40 yards, and Sterling Sharp's 3rd touchdown of the game. $55 seconds left for the Lions.
Listen to us live 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app and watch our shows each weekday on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We are the game.
But can the receivers get far enough down the field? Rodgers in trouble.
It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone, it is caught for the win. Richard Rodgers with a walk-off touchdown. A game ender for the Packers.
The Motor City Miracle as Aaron Rodgers connects with Richard Rodgers, illustrated and highlighted by Jim Nantz and Bill Sims back in the booth. That would have been an NFL Network game, even though the CBS broadcasters were calling it back in 2015. I want to say that was. There, we were at a celebration, a team bonding cookout on a Thursday night.
Aw.
One of those good, team bonding cookouts.
Yeah. So you guys watched it together?
We watched the game together.
That must have been amazing.
No, it was after the football season was over when I was in college. But
Right.
we had one friend of ours that was very much a big-time Detroit Lions
Oh,
fan.
yes.
Big
So
time
you guys
Detroit
were
Lions
just
fan.
clowning
Our
him?
friend Nick.
Because
Well,
it looked like the Packers were going to lose that game, the whole game, basically.
we were clowning ourselves for the majority of the game, and Nick was
Right.
just looking at all of us and saying, guys, it's the Lions. They will lose. We're like, dude, you are up 3 scores in the fourth quarter. Shut up. We get it. Congrats. You got to win. Final minute of the game.
Right.
He goes, I can't wait to watch how the Lions lose this game.
And you're like, shut up.
Like, dude, shut up, okay? Get over it. You won. All right, cool. Congrats. You guys won the game. As Richard Rodgers is celebrating and we're all looking at it, he goes, I don't know why I don't know why you guys are surprised. I told you it was happening.
You know what? He's right.
Legit told you it was happening the entire game. Told you it was going down. We went to the bar later that night because that was a Thursday Spurs day. All right, rest in peace, Spurs. Great establishment.
When did it shut down?
That was the bar?
Closed down a long time ago.
Oh, damn.
It turned into a Sobelman's, actually.
Those are
right nearby Club 400 on the Waukesha.
Okay.
In Waukesha, right over by the Carroll University campus.
Big dance club there, Club 400, big dance club.
Well, Spurs was the bigger dance club. It was also Thursday. Spurs Day was karaoke night.
That's a big night.
That was a big night, especially when it also included $2 bottles.
A huge night.
Bottles?
Yeah.
What are you buying? Fleischmann's?
Oh,
dude, it doesn't matter.
Beer.
Beer.
It wasn't like bottle service.
We're talking
it's not
Club
Vegas.
Buying bottles of liquor at the bar? Jeez Louise.
It wasn't like 11 in Miami. They weren't going to get bottle service. Can you imagine that? That'd be our bottle service. That's West Allis bottle service. Gold, Fleischmann's. Yeah.
Disrespect the old Dallas Palace like that.
No, I'm not. That's Dallas Palace, yes. Or Stallywood. I mean, McGuire's.
Dallas Palace is close.
The
That's
Nest. Dude, I'm going to tell you something.
Great spot.
Bottle service in Cudahy, that could be it at City Lounge.
You can grab your City News and Video.
Airport Lounge?
The bottle rats.
Bottle service at Temptations?
Any
on the border?
That's a totally different. Whoa, wow. How did we get to that?
Oh, I said Airport Lounge before that.
News.
So. Yeah.
877-794-1973.
Anyway, yeah, karaoke night was always a big night. I mean, when I was in Marquette student, Wednesday night at Murphy's was karaoke and big ass beer night, which was $3.25 Miller High Lifes for like a 36-ounce cup or something like that. That was great because your boy. All I needed was one.
And it was over.
$3, man. That was the best. And free popcorn in the popcorn machine.
Fab night. Big ass beer night.
And you had your $7 left for the double bacon cheeseburger at Marquette Euros, So it was a good time. But yeah, so that was the spot, right?
I like that you said the $7, so you definitely brought a quarter to throw there for the rest of the $3.25 beer on the $10 tab.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't. Be honest with you, you weren't going to use cash because you weren't going to use a credit card for a $3 beer.
Well, you also didn't get looked at weirdly for using a credit or for using cash. Like now you buy something with cash. People are you sure?
I left the $5 there. That was the tip for my guys, at the bar. The
$5. Baby, that's big spender.
I was a big time guy, tipping $1.50.
That's true. You were an RA. You were getting paid by the university.
Listen, paid by the university. That $70 went a long way. Every 2 weeks, $70 went a long way.
You were always waiting for that stipend check. 877-794-1973. Okay, we've maybe tripped the trigger on the relegation conversation.
We did.
Our friend Philly Todd. I would love relegation in baseball. It would get rid of the owners who won't spend like the Pirates, White Sox, Marlins, Tampa Bay Rays, and allow owners who be willing to spend the chance to get into the majors. I think it would also solve the collective bargaining issue coming up next year.
I'm going to be hypocritical here. I don't want relegation in baseball. What do you mean?
You want relegation in American sports?
Well, I don't, and I'm hypocritical by saying it might be a way to help MLS because I don't believe it. It's part of our sports culture here now. I'll say this because what would you relegate with? Minor league teams?
Yeah,
there would definitely be AAA teams.
I get it, but all of a sudden those AAA teams are going to outspend the Dodgers? Absolutely not. The problem with the comment there is he's saying this is a solution to competing with the high spenders, right? To other teams going to spend. It's not how it works. The true relegation would be like, all right, you have a top level of major league teams that spend, and then the second tier that compete with each other. And that stinks because that means the Milwaukee Brewers would then no longer be a major league team. Let's be honest.
So the last 2 years, we would have lost the White Sox and the Rockies. They're gone.
The Brewers don't spend as much either as those teams. So
but they're in the middle of the pack. It's also on performance. You're not just getting relegated off of how much money you spend.
Okay,
you're getting relegated off of wins. And losses.
I agree, but to his point, then the teams that are going to spend more would be. Well, I guess he means spending more means winning. So I get the point, but I just don't think that would solve the problem.
But again, it's also not like. I get where your trepidation for the Brewers would come in.
Sure.
But this version of the Brewers would be far from it. I mean, they've been one of the middle of the pack teams in terms of spending for the majority of the last decade and a half. The attendance is too good for the spending to probably fall right up off the table. And the bites at the apple theory would actually be exactly what you would want in the relegation circle because the last thing you're doing is bottoming out and doing exactly what Mark Attanasio said he's doesn't want the organization to ever do. under his watch.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, I hear you there. I guess the idea is that, like, okay, now you have Division II and Division I, and it's like we're gonna have to like worry about being in Division II the whole time. No, why not just put a salary cap in there and solve that problem? Now, I do think your point though is well taken about the Brewers. I mean, the bites at the apple would be a way to stay in the top tier, top division.
Well, and then our Ohio friend did say, he goes, I mean, the reason why relegation works in Europe is because there's so many soccer teams. And that is true. I mean, they got 15 different levels of soccer.
Every town's got a team.
And arguably some of the more passionate ones would be in the smaller ones. But he said that's why there's just not enough baseball teams. There's definitely enough college football teams. There definitely are enough, AAA ball clubs, if that would be the case. I do think in college sports it has a chance to go because it also then would let you rank up if indeed you are a North Texas, right? Think about the amount of money that the Mean Green are making this year because of the season that they're having. And if your alumni base decides to spend similar to Texas Tech,
that's a good point.
Like then you can be a part of the big boys. You can find your way in there. If you are not going to, and you're going to have other things, be more meaningful at the university, those are all decisions that you make. But I do think it would work better in collegiate sports. Like the framework of it would work in collegiate sports. The monetary issues and clutching of pearls by universities that would be threatened to be relegated is the exact reason why it can never happen.
I think the other thing is, I think they're worried. I think they'd be worried about their own fans' reaction to being second tier. Like, if we know one thing about American sports fans, they don't want to be second tier. They don't want to be like lower division.
Well, what you're saying then is why you would want to do it. Because then you would drive the owners and the organizations
to spend more
and work and effort themselves to keep themselves in
I get the point there. I mean, it can work that way.
It would actually get some competitiveness going for Bob Nutting instead of how much money are we going to ultimately bring in this year.
Yeah, I think the conversation for college football makes a lot of sense because there's so many teams, even college basketball, and you kind of already have that with the majors and the low majors and the mid majors. But that makes sense. But see, NCAA already has divisions, which is sort of act that way. But there are so many college programs that I think it would make sense there. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I mean, you could even go like MAC to big like conference deal that way. It'd be a very interesting thought. Definitely not happening. But in your own college football 26 world on the video game, on a PS5 or on an Xbox, you definitely could fire up some kind of version of it. And it's definitely a fun thought to be able to have. We've been talking a lot about our Packers-Lions 1993 game. 414 texter said, I was 12 years old and at the Bradley Center for a Milwaukee Wave game the day of the 93 Packers-Lions wildcard game. I wanted to skip the Wave game to watch the Packers, but it was my friend's birthday party. Back in the day, going to a Wave game was a huge kid birthday party
thing. They were a big deal, the Bradley Center.
And it was a big to-do. Of course, my parents said it would be rude for me to bail on the party, so I went. Spent the majority of the game in the big atrium of the Bradley Center, watching the Packers game on the giant TVs they had up there. So you could see them from the stairway. You took up to the upper levels, so many people were out there cheering in the atrium, watching the Packers. In retrospect, probably a better memory than had I watched it at home. 1,000%.
I think so too, and I think he was right. I mean, they averaged like 7,000 fans a game back in the day.
Between them and the Mustangs, the Bradley Center was a hopping place for non-Bucks games.
You're talking about, you're seeing some stars there, Michael King and Matty Knowles, and our goalie was Victor Nogueira or whatever his name was, Eloy Salgado. I used to love going to those games back then. This isn't about the ball game, but yes, that is a great memory, Billy. It's sort of like when I was working at Miller Park for Game 6 of that Buck Sixers series, and we were watching that. We were watching Ray Allen light up Allen Iverson in the stores on the concourse, and everybody was gathering around TVs. That was sort of the experience right then. But you know what he did there? He still stayed loyal and true to his buddy. He wasn't going to miss his old buddy's birthday party that he had planned, that he had ready to go, that he was probably looking forward to. And I bet his buddy always remembered that he didn't miss his party. He might have gone and watched the game in the concourse. That's fine. You can go watch a game in the concourse, but you showed up for my birthday party. And that's what I appreciate about that, man. That is pretty cool.
Well, it would definitely help if his buddy was in there as well, right? Like if his buddy was also watching the game with him.
Yeah, but maybe he wanted to be watching soccer too. I don't know. Maybe he was there and passing through and back and forth. And well, he had his other guests to worry about. He didn't want to be rude.
Well, that's a very, very fair point. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Maybe it was an epic Wave game. Maybe they were playing the Cleveland Crunch or the St. Louis Attack or the Chicago Power.
Totally, yeah.
I remember
all of those ones.
Philadelphia Kicks. I'm just saying.
Any other deep cuts you got there on the indoor soccer league?
Oh, man. The Cleveland Crunch, I think maybe.
You already said that one, yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Well, you had 4. 877-794-1973. That's 4 more than I would have gotten. As we get ready for Packers and Lions coming up this week, I want to do a little check-in with our friends in the Motor City on 97.1 The Ticket. Jeff Rieger used to work here in the Milwaukee area and now is in the Detroit area, covers all different things for The Ticket. He said there was a brilliant segment of radio today by their morning guys, Jim Costa, who does their post-game and mid-game or halftime show, I should say, on the Lions radio network, and John Jansen, who used to play at the University of Michigan. Said, I can't believe John put such an ugly, truly awful scenario into the atmosphere. Could you imagine the Lions make the NFC title game and Matthew Stafford is the one to beat them?
Wow.
Now, that is a phenomenal one.
That's good.
It also warms my heart knowing that Lions fans are still thinking they're going to the NFC title game. Like, they are still believing they are the class of this division. Makes this game so much bigger coming up on Thursday.
Yeah.
The amount of opportunity that the Packers have to once again reclaim the division hold. Will you be in first place when you wake up on Monday morning? Not guaranteed with a win. Not guaranteed with a win.
Yeah.
You have to have the Philadelphia Eagles help you out, which, listen, if they play the first half of their Dallas game for 60 minutes against the Bears, they'll boat race Chicago. I don't know that they'll actually do that because Philadelphia might be the most inconsistently good team in football right now, but you can once again give yourself like a full game and a half in somewhat theory 2-game lead over the Lions with this win on Thursday. One of the biggest games that the Packers have played in a number of years in the regular season.
It's a big game, no doubt. It's a big game for the Lions and the Packers. And it's just a reminder, nothing's promised in this league either. I mean, Lions fans are thinking that because they've had a relative amount of success and they have pretty much the same roster coming back, right? You know,
outside of the coordinators, pretty much the same.
Right. So they've said to themselves, look, we're just going to eventually win these games again and roll right through. And it has not been easy for the Lions this year. It's not been easy pickings. They escaped against the Giants. It could have been a big time catastrophe. They averted that crisis. And now they have to try and beat the Packers to reclaim their spot, you know, to get a playoff spot. And so nothing is promised in this league. You have to go fight for it every year. Nothing's guaranteed. And they are a good reminder of that. And the Packers obviously know that as well. So it's a big game for both teams, Billy. I still think both teams will make the playoffs, but it does look harder and harder if the Bears keep winning games to see the scenario. If one team's a division winner and one team's a wild card winner, there's only, 3 wild card spots in this conference. It's already looking like a bloodbath with all the teams that are in playoff eligibility, obviously in the NFC. So it's pretty interesting, but you're right. It is sort of, I don't want to say that this is like old money versus new money. Packers have been good for a long time, old money. Detroit Lions fans, it's like new money. It's like they've been good for the last couple of years. So they think, we're just going to waltz through, get to the playoffs. It's always going to be this easy, get to the NFC title game. I appreciate that that's their standard now because they think it should be because, look, we've been knocking on the door with the same roster, but let's be honest, Billy, they're kind of behind the 8 ball now. And so that is pretty interesting to see. And I think Stafford would win that game because it'd be in LA probably.
It would be in LA.
I think he'd win that
game. It would
game.
also be the second playoff game that Stafford would play with the Rams against the Lions. Remember, I think the first of the Lions playoff games in 23 was hosting the LA Rams on a Sunday night. Then they won that game. They won the next week against Tampa and went to the NFC title game in San Francisco. Yeah. The closest they've been to the Super Bowl. We talked to Wayne Larrabee about it yesterday. And Wayne's been steadfast with it that last year the Lions were the best team in football. They missed their window. I don't think he's wrong, especially when you look at like the entire team as a whole. When you look at how the season played out, I think 23 was maybe the better opportunity because of how many injuries the Lions had, especially defensively.
Good point.
Last year. Like, it was going to be hard for them to win 3 playoff
Just
games.
The way that game was, I just in the moment. I mean, I understand.
It's hard for them to win those playoff games, but we'd seen them win huge games, especially maybe the biggest regular season game the NFL has seen in that Week 18 home matchup against Darnold and the Vikings. Now, luckily, Darnold was a pumpkin instead of Sam Darnold that we've watched for the majority of the last 2 seasons. And they rolled to that victory in the number 1 overall seed. But in 23, they're up 3 scores in the NFC title game. It's the old conversation of, is this team here a year too early? Well, if you think you might be a year too early, you're right on time.
Yep.
because that next year where it's supposed to be a gilded path to the championship very, very rarely ever comes to fruition.
It very rarely is progress linear like that. We've talked about that many times. So you just have to take the opportunity in front of you and treat it like it might be your last one. And Dan Campbell was honest with that, with his team about that, right? We saw those clips of him saying, hey, look, we're not promised to come back here. That's just the reality of it. I think people understand that about the game. I think in the back of your mind, you do think intuitively like we should be good enough to get back here, but there's no guarantees of it. Even though you see the same teams kind of rise to the top eventually, we've seen Chiefs, Eagles a lot, but things change quickly in this league. So it's going to be pretty interesting. And as well as that trade is gone, I think for them, like they could not have, Lions fans could not have hoped for Jared Goff to be any better than he's been. Really. I mean, that's gone as well for them as they could possibly go. And it's still got to hurt seeing what Stafford's doing, right? That's just the reality of it.
There couldn't have been anything more painful than watching Matthew Stafford win the Super Bowl in his first year with the Rams.
All that being said, even with Jared Goff, like I said, being as good as they possibly
and there were many Lions fans, I believe, that were openly rooting for Stafford to win the game.
Sure, why wouldn't you?
There were a lot of them.
It's probably their favorite player. The one hope they had with bad Lions fans starting to get better was Matthew Stafford, man. Those teams they had.
I mean, I would definitely be down to watch the Lions lose to the Rams in the playoffs. I'll tell you who I really would like to see them lose to in the playoffs.
Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. The way you make that game at Lambeau Field, win on Thursday. We'll continue on that conversation on the other side. Have some phenomenal YouTube comments to get to. Our friend Mike Witt has fired in a few that we got to get to. And more conversation on our relegation and college sports conversation. Get to some of those talking text line messages. Like 614 said, I mean, come on. Rutgers fans really thinking they're a tier 1 team?
Okay, I like this.
There's a few. Listen, we could get a shot at a Scarlet Knights fan out there. If there's one listening, sorry about it. You just caught an L. We'll find a number of them throughout the day on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. It's 877-794-1973. And Red Hot Tim Knott did say, and this one was earlier on last hour, but it still holds up. Talking about our turf toe conversation.
Yeah.
Fellas, I know I'm tired from working 13-hour days and being up all night with a sick 5-year-old. But did I really hear Armen last hour say that he had turf toe from taking a walk?
Well, I didn't have it. I don't think I had it. I thought maybe for a second.
Maybe misdiagnosed.
I asked, is this turf toe? And I don't think it was. It wasn't turf toe. So I'm not sitting here saying I had turf toe from taking a long walk. Long
walk. With a weighted vest on.
I thought I was a little sore, but it was not turf toe. I don't think. So there you go.
Just natural wear and tear.
Did you WebMD it?
What's that?
Did you WebMD it?
WebMD, kind of. I mean,
WebMD, you will think you have to amputate your toe.
That's the problem.
Like instantly, worst of the worst case scenarios pops up.
Try and stay away from that.
Yeah, instead just ask ChatGPT. Way more reliable. 877-794-1973 is no BS on the game. You do like to grab attention.
No BS. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Mike Yann with NFL Network now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Week 12 of the NFL season came to a close Monday night in Santa Clara with the Niners beating the Panthers 20-9. Niners running back Christian McCaffrey rushed for 89 yards and a touchdown. He was also targeted 7 times for 53 yards. Now leads the NFL with receptions as a running back. Elsewhere, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow expected to return Thanksgiving Day against the Ravens after being out since week 2 with a grade 3 turf toe injury. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced his rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will remain the starter entering week 13 after his first start and a victory despite rookie Dillon Gabriel clearing concussion protocol. And the Giants have parted ways with their defensive coordinator Shane Bowen after their overtime loss to the Lions. Outside linebackers coach Charlie Bowen will serve as the interim DC for the time being. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Black Friday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Wisconsin Badger basketball.
It's holiday tournament time as the Badgers take on Providence this Thursday. Coverage starts at 4 o'clock on Fox Sports 920 WOKY.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Peter Gabriel as he reflects on the first official gig Genesis had in 1969.
Oh, well, actually, it was at the end of the lane going to my parents' farm. There was a family there called the Bombs who wanted a band to play at their party. And truthfully, the people at the party really wanted to hear hits, and they didn't want to hear original songs, which is the age-old dilemma for bar bands.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Peter Gabriel and all your favorite artists.
It's the greatest story in sports.
Star dropping straight back, hit as he throws, has the ball, it is a touchdown.
I'm Doug Russell, and this is Tales from 1265, an insider's look at football's most storied franchise, a franchise that has had its dynasties.
This is the first Super Bowl trophy.
And its rebirths.
Every major football decision will be made by Ron Wolf.
Tales from 1265 is presented by Nicolay Law, your local award-winning injury lawyers, and can be heard on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Bryan Adams to discuss the difficulties of putting a record together, particularly the Reckless album.
If you knew what Reckless took to make, you wouldn't think that, it just sounds like we went in an afternoon and recorded a record, because I told over that record for 6 months, I mean, it was one of the hardest things I ever did. I was completely wiped out afterwards, because I fought every step of the way with everybody about it. And even though I had a good team, there was a lot of struggles. But I come to terms with the fact that if you want something bad enough, you got to fight for it, and so that's what I do now. I just I put together a good entourage of guys and go in there and just get in the scrum, man.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Bryan Adams and all your favorite artists.
You may not play for your favorite team, but you act like it. Whether you're at work or outside on the grill, you carry them with you. No, not with a jersey, but a mindset as you crack open that ice-cold beer. Cheesehead TV and Gathering Place Brewing bring you Carry the G, a delicious and easy drinking cream ale. But it's not just for tailgating, it's for everyday life.
Well, we carry the G wherever we may be, so bring me a cold from the land of the green and gold.
Available throughout Wisconsin. 21 plus. Drink responsibly.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicolayLaw.com talk and text line.
Hey, I'm just trying to find some answers here.
At 1-877-794-1973.
Postseason. But as Bill mentions, he's been very quiet in this series. Allen knocked away. Good help defense. The big man Scott Williams pounded the floor for Milwaukee. Nice crossover move. Johnson, who's come out very strong in this one with his fourth rebound. Eric Snow's running game is painful to watch. Allen for three. Philadelphia is putting some much-needed defensive pressure full court. Allen, another three.
Be more formidable. You guys went 0-2 against Milwaukee. Would they be tougher?
Well, we went 0 short. And here come the Bucks again. Ray Allen spotting up for three. 19 consecutive points for Ray Allen for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Allen continues to roll along with the big dog, and Allen in the corner for three.
Ray Allen again. For Philadelphia to score on that jumper again, use the entire shot clock to do it. And here's Ray Allen.
Oh, 22 straight from Ray Allen in 2001. What on earth was that?
That was so great.
What on earth was that reaction?
I wanted to wash my face with all that.
Thank you. Thank you. 877-794-1973. If you are not watching No BS on YouTube or X or Facebook, I gotta ask, what are you doing? You just missed one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I still don't know exactly what
I just want to Wisconsin myself in all that. In like the Ray highlights, the NBC, like hearing Snapper and Bill Walton. Like,
that was beautiful.
You grew up as a Bucks fan.
Mike Breen in there?
And they sucked, man, for so long, and you dreamt of the day they'd be killing people one day on NBC. Like, and that was the best moment of that whole year. I mean, we ended up losing the series in Game 7 in Philly, but that was the moment. Like, we beat them. We beat Charlotte in Game 7, which was awesome. Big Dog had a huge fourth quarter. People always forget that. Big Dog took us home in the fourth quarter.
That's one of the most forgotten
always
games
forget that. Yes.
in Milwaukee and Wisconsin sports, because that was an amazing.
That was a very important series. Because then you did more than just win a first round series. Then you won that semifinal. You get to the conference. And the way
Charlotte was no pushover.
No, they were very
Jamal
good.
McGlure was
Jamal
playing
McGlure, Jamal
well.
Mashburn. You had
Cat was a dog,
Baron
dude.
Davis. Baron Davis was in there. And the way the Bradley Center shook back in the day, man, for those big moments, that game was awesome. That Game 6, that 7 against Charlotte, that Game 6 was awesome. That series was great. The Bucks got screwed in that series. We know about this.
And that's where our friend Mike Witt said, hey, hot take. If we would have beaten the Sixers in 01, we would have shocked the world and beaten the LA Lakers.
I think it would have gone more than 5. That's for sure.
Let's talk about
this. Well,
this.
and the best moment of the series would not have been a step over.
Yeah.
Most iconic moment for anyone that ended up losing the next 4.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. The Bucks were 2-0 against the Lakers. The Bucks had the Shaq stopper. Actually, I don't know.
The Shaq
container, right?
You could at least. Thank you. The Vanilla Gorilla was going to be able to D up Shaq at least a little. He was going to at least be able to absorb some of the body blows.
Absorb him.
Is that the best way of putting it? Like, he was still going to get yammed on quite a bit. 01 Shaq was one of the most dominant human beings of all time in any sport.
Bucks that year did go 2-0 against the Lakers. They went 8-0 against the top 4 teams in the West. Mm-hmm. The thing about that Bucks team was they had a lot of big guys, bodies that could absorb fouls on Shaq.
Yeah, you had Mark Pope as well coming off the bench. Irvin Johnson's going to get at least 4 fouls. And
Mark Pope, absolutely. Irvin Johnson, Scott Williams. Caffey kind of was a banger.
Yeah, Caffey did come in there at those moments.
Prisbilla. All that being said, we weren't going to beat the Lakers, man. I hate to say it. We weren't.
Lindsey Hunter was not going to be able to come off the bench and play well enough, or Rafer Alston. And the Lakers were deep, man.
Skip to my Lou. They were. Now, Michael Redd was on that team, but he wasn't really playing yet.
Correct.
Listen, we weren't going to beat the Lakers, but I definitely think we could have taken them to a different level than the Sixers did. We had the outside shooters that were going to stress the Lakers defense. Back then, teams were not stretching it out like the Bucks were. That was kind of a new thing. So I don't think it was going to happen, but you never know. You never know, Mike Witt. We could have had a shot at it.
Yeah, Mike Witt, I feel more confident with you than these guys do. Now, granted,
listen,
these guys remember a lot more of it than I do. I do remember, though, the Bucks being just surprising everybody at that moment. And you mentioned Mark Pope. Mm-hmm. When all of a sudden he walks up to the table a couple of years ago in Phoenix at the Final Four. Why do I remember that name so much? Why do I remember that name so much? Why do I remember that name so much? Butchie hits me in the chest. He goes, Belmont was on the 01 Bucks. Thank you. God bless. All due respect, I know I didn't watch that much Cougars basketball.
Well, I was going to say
that the name jumped off the page that much from BYU before he got the job at Kentucky, and I definitely was too young. I apologize to be watching him at Kentucky, right? So I had no clue there.
No,
but I was like, why do I remember that name? Why is that popping off the page? Butchie with just the biggest backhand paw. On the 01 Bucks. Come on.
Butch loves this.
Come on. Yeah, he's got the best backhand potentially.
Oh, I've gotten it.
It's hard to say the best one in the Badgers broadcast booth because Tausch has a mean pickleball backhand.
Mean.
Interesting.
I've heard. No, I've heard.
This also goes to another one of Mike Witt's questions. Now, this is completely counterintuitive what they teach you in every broadcast school. Talk about somebody that's legitimately talking on the completely other station right at the exact time. However,
who cares at this point? Who cares?
Mike
Who cares?
Witt, soccer match between Billy and Tauscher right now would be fun sometime. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Listen, there is a time and place where you understand where you are at in life. There are levels to this thing. Tausch could not move and do something physical for 8 years. That dude's feet so nimbly would still run circles around me on a soccer field. I've seen my man play a little bit of tennis.
He's an athlete, man.
Big time tennis guy.
Yeah,
big time tennis
loves
player.
Tennis. He loves tennis.
Nasty in the pickleball court.
I'd love to play tennis.
I was a pretty good pickleball player before it became cool. All right. I'm not going to say I was indie pickleball, but your boy was playing pickleball 15 years ago in grade school.
You were ahead of the curve on that.
We played this as a gym class activity.
You were listening to MP3s first.
Now that people are doing it and,
everywhere.
Sorry, mom and dad, retirement facilities.
Right.
And anywhere that you can feel like you can make a little extra money and throw a couple of courts down. Listen, we've been playing pickleball for a while. I also know that I'm going to get schooled in that one. So I am not going to, I appreciate it, Mike. I really do. Appreciate putting me in that.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to get dog walked. And I am in a very, very self-absorbed time in my life. And I think I say this very honestly, that if I know I'm going to get obliterated in something, I'm probably just not going to do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And talk about ducking the smoke and running from the grind. If I know that I'm going to get lambasted in that game, which I will against Tausch, I'll probably just sit out, nod, and say congratulations.
Yeah.
Good win.
Yeah, absolutely. And OG Nooner, George, appreciate you. Been a hot minute, but you guys are doing
George?
quite well. We appreciate that. Mark Pope has had an interesting life and career. So
super
I know you guys had
incredibly nice.
You had a great conversation with him. I don't know if he expected like that would have been great to be at the Final Four. Like Mark Pope, here it is, BYU, then Kentucky coaching. Probably expect a lot of questions. Like, sit down. We're talking about Tim Thomas, Ray Allen, Sam Cassell. We're talking about the 01 Bucks.
Well, it was also, if I'm not mistaken, and again,
he was a lacrosse Bobcat, by the way.
I then also went to and Letty will love this. I went to Mill Ave, right?
I will love this.
Continue. I went that after I went to the Mullet Center and watched the Vegas Golden Knights and Arizona Coyotes in what ended up being their second to last home game ever as an organization. And nobody knew. I literally talked to one of the sales guys about their construction plan to build the new stadium. I'm like, that's awesome. You guys got it. He goes, well, we're getting close. We just got one more hurdle to get on the funding. And I'm like,
it's just one hurdle.
You guys got it, dude. This is development's amazing. You guys got it. I got full confidence in you. Literally 3 days later, they announced whole thing's done. They're shipping the team to Utah. Everyone's fired.
Amazing.
Whoa.
Have you talked to that guy since?
No, I didn't. I probably should have reached out. But as I wandered over there, I kind of forgot some of it.
Yeah.
He wasn't really in the conversation for the Kentucky job at that point because I don't think Calipari had left yet. He was
situation. Yeah.
He hadn't. I don't know if he had left Arkansas or for Arkansas yet because he didn't leave right after they lost. It was kind of a couple of weeks later. I mean, in the world of Lane Kiffin, we all forget about how weird and generally sticky every one of these coaching departures and changes is.
Right.
But like when he sat down with us, I think like 4 weeks later, he's the Kentucky coach.
April 12th, 2024. So you were probably there for the Final Four that first
week in April.
8 days prior.
Yeah. First week in April. And he was, I don't really believe he was conversed for it. There was no talk about it. So that's a hilarious thing. If you don't know when you're going to run into somebody, he was there with his wife hanging out in Arizona. He's like, sweet, I got a free trip to Phoenix.
Sure.
I'm going to go hang out in Gilbert for a couple of days, maybe after this.
In 2020, I was supposed to go to Atlanta for the Final Four. And that never happened because
what happened?
Well,
everything got shut down, and then
that COVID thing,
and you don't know where life's going to take you. I mean, case in point, Mark Pope 15 years ago was going to be a doctor. I mean, when he was done with NBA, he was in medical school for like 3 years. Columbia, this is an Ivy League medical school, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go be a coach. So he went to Georgia, I think, to be like the DBO.
Yeah.
And then it's where he started his career.
So isn't that amazing? There, and then Wake Forest, then BYU, and got the gig at Utah Valley. He left right before the season. I coached against Mark Madsen, who was the coach at Utah Valley in 2019-20. He wouldn't come and shake our players' hands pregame. And
Mark.
Yeah. Then we took the 8.5.
What a mark.
We were plus 8.5 and beat their ass.
Let's go, buddy. Beat their ass.
Coach Burkhardt goes, Coach Ludwig, why don't you? Because he had one of his assistants go do the handshake line, and Coach Burkhardt, the head coach of NAU at the time, goes, Coach Ludwig, why don't you go do the handshakes? And by the time it was time for me to go do the handshakes, Coach Burkhardt cooled down a little bit, and he goes, you know what? If Madsen's too good to do it, I'm not too good to do it. And he shook all the Utah Valley players' hands. You know what? We did the right thing, and we won the game.
This is wild. Mark Madsen, everyone liked because of the crazy dance he did with the Lakers.
Was Utah Valley one of those teams that I bet on that day where I thought about calling the hotline number?
I think that was Southern.
It was Utah Valley and Southern Utah, I believe.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, Southern Utah. Yeah,
I believe you and I looked at each other and I thought, you know what?
You're like, this is a rec league game.
The I-15 battle.
I felt bad, Letty, and I apologize for your Big Sky. I actually thought I was betting on CYM. Like I thought I was betting on like high school intramurals when I really, really laid into it. Now, if I would have known, I would have caught you guys with 8.5. I definitely would have been in there.
For sure. Anyway, it's just an amazing reminder. You never know what's going to happen in life, and you never know what's going to happen on this show. And Mike says, what about Armen and Homer soccer match? I don't know, but Homer would kill me in tennis. Homer loves tennis. He would dominate.
He would ace you in tennis. Because as much as you talk about tennis, you don't play.
Not anymore. I don't.
And out of all the things that we make very, very sarcastic jokes about Armen not doing, like going to games. I get some people that come up to me like, you got to ease up on Armen.
No, you don't. Don't
you guys know it's all jokes.
Don't ease up.
For as much as you love tennis and talk about it, you should be playing more. So when this pops up and you have an opportunity to battle someone in sports radio for supremacy on the tennis court, that you can walk out there and dog walk someone.
Well, I don't think
and pull up a receipt. You were the number 2 player on the doubles team at Greenfield High School, for crying out loud.
I was once upon a time very good. But Billy, like you just said, you don't like doing things you're going to lose to.
Get some confidence.
I got to get going again on this thing. I tried to sell my old tennis rackets on the internet the other day. No one wanted them.
They're broken, man.
Well, I sort of did. I said, is there a market? Did you guys see this over the weekend? I'm getting old boxes together, getting rid of stuff. Is there an old market for antique tennis rackets?
Guess not.
Now, I didn't actually play with these rackets. So these are like the old wooden
what?
ones.
So you're not even going to sell me a game used?
No, I
would have bought a game used one.
I want a game used. I got some rackets. I got a couple rackets. I still want to play again. So if I get rid of them, Billy, I'm done.
Give me a sample.
You'll never find another one. You'll never be able to rent one.
I even tagged
borrow one.
Go to Target.
I don't know if you saw it.
They make like a pickleball and tennis in one bracket. I mean,
you're trying to sell us some kind of knockoff non-game used tennis racket from your
I even tagged Darren.
Stardom.
I even tagged Darren Ravel. Nothing. I said, I don't know if you guys saw this tweet over the week. I said, is there a market for antique tennis rackets? So I got a few. If you got, these are like the wooden ones though. I had some nice, man. See, they ran in the family. You know what I'm saying? That's the tennis legacy there, but. I tried. No, I think that was God telling me to get out there and I got my tennis.
I think
bag.
It was.
Billy,
I think it was the big man upstairs saying you need to get yourself to a court and play a little bit.
There was a cobweb on my tennis racket bag when I pulled it out of the garage. That's disappointing. That just shows you I haven't been doing it.
All you need is a wall and a ball.
Wall and a ball. That's exactly right. All you need is a wall and a ball. That's exactly right, Billy.
Come on. Get out there and play a little bit. Play something, folks. 877-794-1973.
I got to get out there and play tennis again.
Like 414 said, soccer and arguably basketball, the cheaper sports at the rec level for kids to sign up. I would argue tennis is right there with it. Now, the racket's going to be expensive. But you don't have to have the super cool head racket.
I can get you one for $40 or $50. It's not that bad.
You're trying to sell me that racket for $50? That wood one that you're trying to sell?
What is it? 797-794-1973.
I wanted the piece that. I wanted the Agassi or the whatever it was, like $200.
Or the Sampras.
My dad goes, until you're swinging it like him, you don't have to get that one. You don't need that. It's like, are you swinging it like Pete Sampras? Why do you need that racket?
You're not getting this Pete Sampras. Here's the Anna Kournikova.
It's like you're damn right, actually. So I got a pretty nice Wilson racket. It was just good enough for me.
Yeah.
I went out there and hit the balls.
And dominated, folks. And you should be dominating again and winning.
I earned a letter. Let's put it that way. I know if I dominated, folks, but I earned a letter.
877-794-1973. It's no BS on the game.
Miss an hour of no BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows and podcasts more. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Eric Tasker here from Tailgate Talk. Paul Wagner and myself are back with a new show live anywhere you find podcasts. We gather around the tailgate and talk about the gun deer season in Wisconsin, the statewide holiday that is Orange Friday, and some of the DNR's anticipation with a high harvest for this year's gun deer season. It's a great time to be in the woods, but if you need something to get you through your day or driving up to deer camp, just search for Tailgate Talk on the iHeartRadio app or everywhere you find podcasts.
Coming up tonight, it's the season opening broadcast of Catholic Memorial High School basketball on Fox Sports 920 WOKY. Join me, Hunter Baumgart, and Andrew Ludwig for all of the action as the Catholic Memorial boys host the Whitnall Falcons in the season opener. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with the pregame show tip-off at 7. Tonight on Fox Sports 920 WOKY.
Did you know your home can cause twice the greenhouse gases of your car? It's true. The good news is you can help with Energy Star. The EPA urges you to take steps to reduce your home energy bills and make a big difference in the fight against air pollution. Visit EnergyStar.gov.
It's the greatest story in sports.
Star dropping straight back. Hit as he throws. Has the ball. It is McGee. Touchdown.
I'm Doug Russell, and this is Tales from 1265, an insider's look at football's most storied franchise. A franchise that has had its dynasties.
This is the first Super Bowl trophy, and it's something Green Bay can keep. We're going to have a new trophy each year.
And its rebirths.
Every major football decision will be made by Ron Wolf.
I realize I'm a Green Bay Packer now, and maybe I can prove that I am worth the first-round pick next year, but just got to be patient.
But I was really impressed with the coaching staff, with the whole organization, and with the direction the team is going. I think they have a total commitment to winning.
Tales from 1265 is presented by Nicolay Law, your local award-winning injury lawyers. If you've been injured, get Nicolay, Wisconsin's winning team of lawyers that will get you back in the game. Tales from 1265 is a production of iHeartRadio Podcasts and is available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Now, a year in rock spotlight from 1977.
In February of 77, 60s band leader Manfred Mann has a new band and scores a U.S. #1 hit with a cover of Bruce Springsteen's song Blinded by the Light. In March, Foreigner released their debut album that goes to #4 in the U.S., driven by 2 top 10 singles, Cold as Ice and Feels Like the First Time. Philadelphia Blue-Eyed Soul duo Hall & Oates have their first U.S. #1 with Rich Girl from their 5th album, Bigger Than the Both of Us. Fleetwood Mac's album Rumors is released. It's their second #1 album in a row in the U.S., dominating the charts at #1 for 31 weeks. It spawns 4 top 10 singles, including the #1 Dreams.
When the rain washes you clean, you know.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1977. Coming up.
But can the receivers get far enough down the field? Rodgers in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone, it is caught for the win. Richard Rodgers with a walk-off touchdown. A game ender for the Packers. Total disbelief at Ford Field. The Packers saved by the face mask call, given one last chance. And Aaron Rodgers heaves it as far as he can. And Richard Rodgers boxing out in the end zone for the touchdown. The son of a former Cal football player who was involved in the band play, one of the all-time game enders in football history, the Stanford Cal game of years ago, 1982. Now the son comes up with the play of his own. Well, right from the start, again, you let Aaron Rodgers out of the pocket. Good.
Jimmy,
This answers your concerns?
I think a lot of good ground was covered.
Message marked urgent.
We're here for you now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line at 1-877-794-1973.
This is how we do it.
Okay.
No
It's Friday.
BS on the game.
Tuesday night. Well, it's Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday. Club's going up on a Tuesday. And my man Dobler just gave me exactly what I needed. Dobler said, yo, Billy, drop a hundy on Bayern Munich Champion League game today. Gonna beat Arsenal's ass.
Listen.
Now, Dobler, I love the hot play, and I appreciate the lead.
If Dobler has an edge, I mean, this isn't Billy's. Maybe this is Billy's edge of the day or something like that.
I could be finding a winning edge over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
I sort of like this. Billy's winning edge. Maybe we should start workshopping this.
Damn.
Interesting.
Whenever I hear this song, I think of a guy. Did you ever see the picture of a guy named How We Do It?
Yes, actually, I think I have. Is that like a meme?
So yeah, like when they say this is how we do it, it's just some guy from Facebook with glasses and spiked hair.
Oh, sure. This is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does.
I just found the picture, Luddy. That's hilarious. The guy in the blue shades. That is so good.
The possibly tinted glasses.
Yeah. That if that's how we do it, I'm definitely trying to be Howie.
Well,
That's pretty well done.
He looks straight out of a meme for. Well, never mind.
Well, he is a meme.
Well, yeah. He looks like one of those guys in those compilations.
Looks like some guy from the 1984 class of Name That High School.
Yes,
like,
100%.
He looks like one of those guys from one of those Twitter
one of those guys
compilations.
from one of those movies, from one of those things at one of those places. I'm sorry, that was mean.
It's okay. And that is Andrew Ludwig's winning edge. That was Ludwig's edge. That was Andy's edge. This is how we do it.
See, now Andy's edge is starting to catch on a little bit, huh? 877-794-1973. Well, we want to know, do we have...
Pause. Yeah. What?
Edging the hedges. Let's go to Mike Witt's question. All right, last one. Tennis match between Armen and Andy.
Andy who? Ludwig?
Andy Ludwig.
You're in big trouble.
I don't know about the offensive coordinator.
You're a long guy though. You have long arms and tall.
That would be the pause button moment.
You could stress me at the net a little bit. You could cause some problems.
That's what allowed me to win the 2008 Franklin High School Senior Pickleball Championship. I was the 4 seed and probably shouldn't even have been the 4 seed. Beat the 1 seed, who was a really good tennis player, and then beat our number 1 overall athlete in the entire school.
Hey,
let's go.
I got news for you. When a team wins like the Big West or the Big Sky, they think they got a shot in the tournament as a 15 seed. Yeah. They're feeling good about themselves because like we just beat our.
Or you Kentucky on Montana State.
I'll let you know what's up. Now, here's the thing.
This sounds like he's like Penn State sneaking into the NCAA tournament 2 years ago as like a 13 seed.
You aren't the first guy that I played in tennis that's been taller than me. Let's remember that. I've always been a short guy.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I've always been an average height guy. You aren't the first guy. So that means I've had to craft my game against it.
Oh, okay.
The lob shots. I got the lob shot. That being said, I haven't played in a while, Billy, as you know. So I'm not going to be sharp. So if you're going to get me, the time is now, Luddy.
All right, so can we get a sponsor like Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin?
Yes.
Somebody that's
Would
like
love
Bell
to.
Ambulance
I'll
possibly.
call Dr. Bong and see if we can orchestrate this with, Dr. Bong over at Midwest Orthopedics.
Oh, Orthopedics
Associates of Wisconsin. Sorry, OAW. Walk right in. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out over there. 877-794-1973. More importantly, we definitely have to get legit, good, high quality video of this. I'll get one of those stick cameras that the kids are recording other content with in like 8K.
Should we sell this to somebody and put it on YouTube?
Yeah. Listen, hey, Luis over at Potawatomi Sportsbook might be listening and be like, hey, we can figure out a way to. I know you can't necessarily offer lines on this, but listen, they had a viewing event of SummerSlam. Now, I don't know that this is going to draw as good in numbers as the Anthony Pettis Fight League that they had, which is a phenomenal event at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. But I think this might do some numbers. And they have that, nice little almost tennis court underneath the overpass over there that you guys could play at 877-794-1974.
Hey,
you're talking about the one over by the market. There's another one that's closer to Potawatomi.
We want to thank Luis real quick.
That one
Looked like he dropped off some delicious pastry dishes for us.
Come on now.
A little pie action, I think, for the Thanksgiving week, courtesy of Potawatomi.
Come on now.
Is that what I'm looking at here? We just got the alert here. I think these are pies. I think these are like pumpkin pies or something. Boy, this is amazing. So we appreciate that. Now I got something to bring to mom. Bring to mom and dad, got something. I baked this. Mom, just kidding. I didn't bake this. Potawatomi baked
How
this.
long are you going to hold up the joke or the thought that you possibly cooked it?
None. They wouldn't believe me. So I don't think I'm not going to lie to my own mother and tell her I baked something.
If I walked in with something, said I baked it, my family would take it and throw it right in the garbage.
I'll tell you what. It looks great, though.
Don't need anyone getting sick.
I'll probably eat
We're
that
not doing
now.
that, Dave.
So
Sorry.
thank you. Thank you to you guys down there. That was really nice of them to do that.
Yeah, listen, when you get a dessert, why wait? That might be the moment where you're like, you know what? We can get a different one.
That might be
Laura already bought dessert for you guys to bring over, so you might as well have that one. Enjoy it.
That might be the old Thursday at 5:30. While we're in Packers OT dish. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a good call. That's a really, really good
After
call.
I ate Billy smoked turkey. You're apparently gonna make, right? Are you still doing that? Or
turkey was bought yesterday.
Let's go.
Turkey was purchased yesterday.
Did you chop it up with any other
It is
dudes?
dead. Okay. It is a butterball, so it is already skinned and defeathered. That was a prerequisite for me.
Well, you had to have that. I mean, obviously, yeah.
I had to do that. I'm a little nervous. Now, I hope it works.
Of course.
This is one of the reasons why I wanted to have a good test balloon of the turkey to not have to bring to a family event. And by family event, we have Thanksgiving over at my in-laws, and it's a big event.
Huge.
30, 40 people there.
That is awesome.
I think they bought 3 turkeys and 2 hams.
Jeez. That's what I'm talking about. That's a party.
They got a bunch of food. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this little test balloon. And then once I feel confident enough, there might be a little Cajun seasoning on there. So I hope that we're okay with maybe a little tick of spice. Then I'll feel confident bringing it to the event. But I got to test run it a couple of times because me and Heath Riles are working on this. I'm watching enough Meat Church videos of smoking a turkey.
Yes.
To potentially feed the Hunger Task Force. I've watched so many turkey smoking videos that I don't know I could consume any more of the content. Talk about analysis by paralysis by analysis. That might be what I'm doing to this turkey. But we're going to have a full rundown of it on Friday because we are working all week.
Going to be so good. And we are working all week, Billy.
Tomorrow is not ending the week. Tomorrow is not ending the deal for all of us. You know what tomorrow is? Our Thanksgiving Day sides draft.
Can't wait for that. No one's ever done that before. I can't wait.
Well, it's now a new prerequisite in sports talk radio
It's a
that
requirement.
you have to draft.
It's a class now at colleges.
How do you do drafts of Thanksgiving Day sides? We'll try ours tomorrow when we fire this thing up at 6 and at 8. 877-794-1973. You'll be a part of it with us tomorrow as you were here today. Thank you so much for all the interaction and fun today. Andy, Luddy, Andrew Ludwig on the other side. Phenomenal job here today outside of the ABBA. But if we didn't have ABBA, we wouldn't have had that fun and laugh during the second hour. Armen, tremendous work today.
Appreciate you.
Let's do it again tomorrow. For Billy, Armen, and Andy,